Dead End Barbecue at 865-414-9417 and let a top 100 barbecue restaurant handle the food so you can enjoy your party. The school year is getting close to ending, which means graduation parties and end-of-the-year celebrations. Don't be stuck on the grill. Pick up the phone and call 865-414-9417 and ask for Leah. Dead End Barbecue. Your catering search is over.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone! Jason Swain, touchdown!
It's time for the Swain event.
It's my time.
With your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chasing on the ball, and I'm looking.
It's time for the Swain event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 25 and a Rick Flair.
Yak, 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 yak.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. 865-200-5503 is our telephone number to the Beat Dry Waterproofing Hotline this morning. Good morning. If you're listening to us on 850 AM, 100.9 FM, thank you so much. If you are on the Swain Event app, free for Android and Apple devices, we really appreciate you spending some time with us this morning. And if you are on Swain Event TV, watching us on Periscope, Facebook Live, and YouTube, good morning from the Low T Center studio. Brad Matthews, Charlie Burrs, Jason Swain here. Good morning, individuals.
What up? Good morning.
Y'all ready to get some grilling done tomorrow?
Yes.
Some barbecuing done tomorrow.
Some pool action, some lake action, some cornhole, some dogs.
Actually,
some red, white, and blue.
Going to thing tonight as like a pre-July 4th, I guess, just because I think these folks, they have to work on the 5th. And so, well, so do we. So July 4th night, they're moving it back a night.
All right. Are you shooting Roman candles? Are you having a Roman candle fight?
It's not my thing, so I genuinely don't
right?
know. Oh, yeah, heck yeah, dude.
Okay.
Those are the best.
They tell you not. It's clearly like written on the tube, like do not hold in hand and shoot. But
I'm holding it.
Let's be honest.
I mean, that's a coming of age moment for every young boy. Your first Roman candle war.
This is
similar to stepping up to the trough at Neyland Stadium. I mean, that is
absolutely, which
that
might
is
be
a
an
day you will
experience
never
of the past.
forget.
Can I say this? The troughs in Neyland Stadium, I believe on the student section are still there because they don't care about the students. God forbid they actually do something to help the people that pay their university so much money. But the troughs at Thompson Bowling went there for the John Ward's thing.
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it, not his.
Don't call it a service.
A celebration.
It rained yesterday.
I know.
We don't need it to rain today. We don't need a thunderstorm. John Ward does not want us to call it a service. Okay.
Exactly. And they had the troughs were gone and replaced not even by urinals but by pods of stalls, like tin stalls. And I kept looking for the urinals, like where is it? There aren't any in the men's bathroom. They're like gone.
A thing of the past.
It was strange. So we went from troughs straight to stalls.
Soft. Bring back the troughs.
It's the same ones.
A tradition unlike any other.
Bring back the troughs. What you ashamed of, man? What you ashamed of? Stand there in that trough with 3 guys on your right, 3 guys on your left.
Talk about the game a little bit.
Be there. Stand there with pride.
Hey, what'd you think about that throw in the second quarter?
Stand there with pride.
Pretty solid.
Who needs to wash your hands? Give that guy next to you a high five.
I'm going to go get a smoky dog now.
On your way out. How about that? 865-200-5503, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Somebody, anybody, make sure that you watch Jason Pierre-Paul today. If you are with him. You keep your eyes on him. You hang out with him. You make sure that he does not get the urge, okay?
Don't let him hold the Roman candles.
No fireworks for Jason Pierre-Paul today. But I remember having those Roman candle battles, those fights. It took one time of me holding a firecracker a split second too long.
Oh, I never did that.
Oh yeah, the little small ones. Because you light them and you try to throw them just like the bottle rockets, which
Well, I guess I'm
Who
thinking
could last the longest?
bottle rocket, not firecracker.
yeah, pretty dumb to throw bottle rockets because on that stick they could go anywhere.
And it explodes.
Yeah, you throw it up and it go, it can come right at you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what we were doing when we were younger, but bottle rockets.
Young, wild, and free.
I'm sorry, Roman candles. Oh man, those are the go-to. Those are the go-to firework of choice here in the Swain household. I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I've purchased fireworks because grown stuff going on here.
Just think that's something JPP not only physically but from his peers he has to endure forever. I mean, don't give him a firework. Okay, yeah, you're funny. I have 3.5 fingers.
Or you call him like Mr. Chubb. Chubb from Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah.
Remember that alligator that got your hand? Well, I got its head.
Oh man, we shouldn't be laughing. That's wrong. But it's funny. 865-250-503. Let's get to Andy on the Beat Dry Waterproofing Hotline. I know Andy will be shooting fireworks today. Andy, good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
Man, we doing great, man.
Boy, I tell you what, that Nike National opening this weekend, Leon Morris really put on a show for what I heard.
Oh yeah, he was. I don't think he lost a rep. He was taking care of business.
He lost one to Kayvon Thibodeau, but other than that, he did good. So
Okay,
one
Andy.
out of probably 20.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Andy's been watching film.
Andy's been checking the tape.
You know it.
Coach Foreman will be very proud of you, Andy.
I hope so.
He will be. Trust me. No one watches the tape like you, Andy.
I heard Darnell Wright also did pretty good. Also, he lost a little bit, but other than that, they said he did wonderful. So.
Hey, I know one thing. These competitions are very, very good. They're good. Anytime you can match up against guys who are ranked as high as you are, that's only going to make you better when you are going against them. Competing, absolutely. But keep in mind, these guys are not in pads.
It's a tad different than the real thing.
Yeah, they're not in pads. But it's good to see Wanye Morris raise his level of play and compete against the best of the best. That's really, really good.
What did you think about Alvin Kamara making a comment to Jalen Reed-Maben about the life of champions?
I mean, they've been making those comments for a long time. It just got it was just on Twitter. Those guys. You know what's weird is those guys were. I'm not saying this in a bad way, but they were kind of like teachers' pets. I mean, they were Butch Jones' guys. They got those were the guys who got the special treatment. They were the captains. They got that special treatment, and to hear them publicly, crack jokes on the whole Champions of Life thing, I think it's funny. But I mean, it's Alvin though.
Yeah, Kamara on Twitter alone is a treat.
And what is this? What is this mannequin or this fake dog he's talking about right now?
He's like, hey, boo.
Man.
So, yeah, he has, if you haven't seen Alvin Kamara's Twitter, he has, a mannequin or just a mannequin head. I can't really tell. And he tweets about it like it's a girl he's sleeping with. And he's like, this girl's still in bed right now. Yeah. And it's like a picture of
still
the head sticking out of the sheets.
Man, I mean, what do you – hey.
That's just funny.
It is hilarious.
I saw one late last night.
An original
It
to
was really
him.
funny.
It's not like he's redoing something or copying somebody. It's just like finding goofy stuff and making it his own.
It's very, very Alvin.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Andy, man, are you ready for the fourth?
Not as much as football.
All right.
That's
Good
fair.
Understandable.
answer. Good answer. Family Feud style. Good answer.
Dude, Steve was killing
Good
me with the
answer.
Celebrity Feud the other
Good
day.
answer.
I think it was Sunday night. Oh, gosh, I was getting it.
Well, Andy, you have a good one, man. Thanks for the phone call.
All right, buddy. Y'all take it easy.
Good answer.
He had MLB versus NBA. So you had Charles Barkley, Kenny the Jet, Shaq, Ernie Johnson all on one team. And you had like Jimmy Rollins, Matt Damon, Sean Casey. NBA took their money and ran with it.
Say Matt Damon?
Yeah, Matt Damon was on the baseball team. MLB All-Stars or MLB celebrities versus NBA celebrities.
He's a
MLB,
big,
NBA.
he's a big Red Sox guy.
Yeah, had
Go Sox.
both Sox and Yankees World Series rings on. I don't know how many people can say that they even can rock both of those at one time, but Matt Damon's surely the one that can do it.
Johnny Damon.
Yeah, Johnny Damon. Excuse me, not Matt Damon. Oh, my gosh. That's my fault.
Matt Damon? he
not Matt
is a
Damon.
Red Sox
yes,
fan.
that is true.
Yeah.
Gosh, what is that? Not Body of Lies.
The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, there's several movies where he's Boston-based. That's my bad. Yes,
Good Will
Johnny
Hunting.
Damon.
I think it's probably
No. Had the faux hawk going and everything.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway.
Anyway, Steve Harvey killing it the other night.
Was Charles and Shaq arguing?
Oh, yeah. But hilarious.
You better get him.
So
you better
entertaining.
Get him, Kenny. You better get him.
I mean, some of the answers that they would say to these questions for Steve, like 1,000 women were polled, and how many times, is she going to cook for her significant other each week? Charles over here like 5, 6 if we're not in the double digits. I mean, just numerous answers that were just hilarious, and it would end up, survey would say like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And their reactions are just gold.
Yeah, I bet, man. Those guys are entertaining. So thanks for the phone call, Andy. Andy watching film, catching up with the prospects. I did get a 40 time on Ramel Keaton. Many questions surrounding his speed. How fast is he? This is important. He's a wide receiver. You want to know how fast he is, but you can't let it consume you. You can't let it, control how you truly view football the way it's supposed to be viewed. Ramel Keaton is a 4-4-5 guy, maybe a 4-4-5 guy, but all I know is whenever we see him compete against some of the best DBs in the country, he's getting behind them. That's what matters. He's getting behind them. He's making plays. He's only going to get stronger. He's only going to get faster. Speaking of that, have you guys seen those 2 wide receivers of Ole Miss? I mean, what are those guys on? Oh, my goodness. Those 2 dudes, speaking of developing and growing like Ramel Keaton will do when he comes here to Tennessee, those 2 dudes at Ole Miss, man, they are absolute monsters. Oh, man. But Ramel Keaton is a 4-5 guy. So we had questions about that yesterday, Brad. You were not here, but many people wanted to know how fast he was. So I made a phone call.
Which, depending on your route running ability, your knowledge of the game, 4-5 can be plenty as a wide receiver.
It's plenty. Oh yeah, it's plenty. Yeah, don't be bamboozled to think that only the good wide receivers run 4.3s and 4.4s. Those guys don't grow in trees. You have to have the ability to change directions. Can you change directions? Can you have impeccable agility? Can you I already said change directions, but can you get in and out of your breaks? Can you catch the ball? Do you understand the routes that you're running? Do you understand leverage? Do you understand how to make the DB think you're running full speed when you're really not? These are all things that go into the game of playing wide receiver. And so 4.5 is plenty fast enough. And if you can maintain a 4.5 in pads and you can maintain a 4.5 when you catch the ball, now we're talking about something. So Ramel Keaton around a 4.5 is 5-ish is what I heard. 865-255-03. We'll take our first break of the day. Today we'll be joined by top 100 barbecue restaurant owner, pit master, George Ewart here in the studio of Low T Center. We're going to talk a little barbecue. real barbecue. Hopefully, we will get him to share some of those recipes. Also, there's a new special at Dead End Barbecue. There's a long list of specials, but there's one plate that will change your entire life. You and some friends, you and some family, you get there and you get the Tennessee plate that has pulled pork, pulled chicken, a half slab of ribs, sausage, bologna. We're talking the whole entire kitchen of meats right there on your plate for you to share in a group setting. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. We'll have on George Hewitt to talk a little bit about that later on in the show. And then I'll give you a little teaser for Thursday, too. Probably the best shooter in SEC history will be with this here on the show.
The best shooter?
The best shooter in SEC basketball history.
Oh, my.
Who's the best shooter in SEC basketball history? I'll let you think about it. The best shooter in SEC basketball history will join us on Thursday on the Swain event. So stay with us. 865-200-5503 is our telephone number to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Be right back.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
When you or a loved one is injured in an accident, there are a lot of questions. There are medical bills, lost work time, damages. What will you do? You'll need someone who will have your back. Call former Marine Marcos Garza, 865-540-8300. The Garza Law Firm will be with you every step of the way. Put this number in your phone right now, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. Learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you. Log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com. At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
If you've been thinking about getting a new mattress, don't wait. Shop any Better Mattress location right now. They are doing major spring cleaning. Over half the floor is half off. Get that guest bed you've been thinking about for a great price at Better Mattress. They're making way for new inventory and have incredible deals that won't last. The Swain event listeners get the first chance. The sooner you go in, the more choices you'll have. These are going to go fast. With just 2 weeks before new models hit the floor, Better Mattress needs to make room, and you are hearing about it first. Shop the spring cleaning liquidation sale at Better Mattress right now. Half the floor is half off. Good night just got better. BEDRmattress.com.
You're listening to the Swain event.
And you know this, man.
Come on, man. Come on. The best shooter in SEC basketball history? If you're a Vol fan, you better show some bias here.
If that's what we're looking for, there's one man and one man alone.
You better show some bias.
Skylar McBee.
That's right.
That's CeeLo.
Draining draining threes against Kansas for the win.
You have Lofton on the show?
That's right.
Uh-oh.
That's right. Chris Lofton.
Whoa.
It gets me going from ear to ear. I think that's worse than Matt Damon, honestly, because that's on video.
Was that your cup?
Yeah, I sent it flying. What in the world?
Look at the wrist.
No passes to Charlie Burris.
Yeah.
Did not throw any passes.
I am not the
to
best
Charlie.
shooter in SEC history.
Wow. Yeah. So Chris Lofton will join us. Chris Lofton does not do these things called interviews that much.
No.
That's not his thing. But since we tight, since we cool, he is going to join us on the show on Thursday since he is back in the States. And so coming off a championship there. I don't know what kind of championship it was. I'll just be honest. All I know is he was in a crowd of people, his teammates. There was a trophy present, and people were smiling. So I'm assuming they won a championship.
And he's still playing at a high level. At, what is he, 30, 32.
Yeah.
Still going strong. And I will say there really haven't been almost any moments on the show where I've been kind of fanboy. One was Tamika Catchings when we had her on the phone. That was one. And Chris Lofton will probably be another one. I will be completely honest.
Dude,
what about
people were having fanboy moments all over the world, for that Al Wilson interview.
What about?
Oh, that's true. Al Wilson was one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What about when Jarnell Stokes walked in the studio?
Yeah.
And he had to duck.
He dwarfed
Well,
me
and
man.
Jarnell went to college at the same time, so I had been around him before, but it was funny. It was just an interesting scene at the very least because, yeah, he had to duck coming in the door of that studio, and he, took up the entire table that we were sitting at. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I talked to Jarnell last week, so we'll get Jarnell on at some point. But, yeah, CeeLo, Chris Lofton, he's really good friends with Jordan Howell. Jordan Howell and I, we're from Huntsville. He went to Bob Jones High School, which is the same high school as Jaden Hill. And Jordan and I played against each other coming up in high school. And CeeLo texted me yesterday. It was like, Jordan told me to tell you, hey, and he told me that you were dunking in 8th grade. And I was like, yeah, but I stopped growing. And he was like, man, I wish I could grow a little bit. I was like, hey, you got something that most men don't have. That jump shot, man. No one can take that jump shot away from you, man. That jump shot is deadly. It has buried folks.
Numerous folks.
Including two-time NBA champion, MVP, Finals MVP Kevin Durant, right in his eye. No one can ever take that shot away from Chris Lofton. So let's get to the phones, and let's get David in Louisville in here. David, good morning.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Man, nothing. I'm excited to hear from Chris Lofton.
Thursday.
I got stories. Yeah, I got stories about him, man. One quick one. So I went to Ballard High School here in Louisville, Kentucky, home of Allen Houston. And we played Chris Lofton in the state championship, Rupp Arena. And he put 11 on us, 11 three-pointers.
Oh.
I'm talking he was pulling from the K at Rupp Arena. We had a 6'7" dude with a hand in his face coming across the court. It did not matter.
Nasty.
The game was over. It was a wrap.
Chris Lofton didn't even have to step barely inside the half-court line and put up 33 against you.
Pulling from the K.
Think about that, man. The dude, you can't even knock him down in the paint, and he put up 33 from you. Oh.
Right, because he's from Maysville, and his team literally was a bunch of scrubs. Nothing against his team, but
I mean, it's what it is.
There's nothing you can do.
Did they bust you though?
No. No, we lost by I think 6. It was the final score was 6, but there was nothing we could do. We come down and answer all the time, but every time he crossed the court with that ball, he'd lean back just a tad from that K, and it was just bucket
from the K.
My goodness.
Is Chris Lofton, he was just the trade for Randall Cobb, right? Like, Tennessee whiffed on Randall Cobb, and that was dumb. But Kentucky whiffed on Chris Lofton, and that was really dumb.
Yeah.
Well, here in Kentucky is crazy because Pitino didn't want him. He was too small and slow. And at that time, Tubby didn't want him, or I think it was Tubby, whatever. He didn't get a Kentucky or Louisville offer, so he fell in Tennessee's lap. It was amazing. And then he ends up being the all-time SEC leader in three-point field goals made.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a dream come true for a Tennessee fan playing against them. You know, I got that butt handed to me in the state championship game, but I knew what he was all about before he even hit campus in Knoxville. And quick little Roman candle story, man. I
Yes. Yes.
Reminiscing. So I grew up, you know, I don't have an older brother by blood. I got, you know, some older cousins I ran with. 4th of July, we'd always be together. And they used to always, you know, when I was of age, they'd give me my Roman candle, and I'd be a part of the war.
Yeah.
And so we'd all start on opposite sides of the house or whatever, and, you know, hey, we'd light them up, and it was on. So, you know, I was getting bullied a little bit, so I said, all right, cool. So I walked down to the corner store where they were selling some fireworks, little tent, you know, at the gas station, and I bought those Max loaded Roman candles that don't come in the 5-pack. I loaded up on my cousins and blew them out of the water. They didn't want to play with me no more.
Man, so they're so dangerous, but man, they were so fun to play with, man. Because you never thought like one of those balls that came out of the candle would hit someone and light them on fire.
Yeah, light your shirt on fire.
Yeah, I mean, you never even thought about that. I mean, you thought it hit them like a water balloon or something.
You get in the throat with one, you'll quit. I promise.
Yeah,
it hurts.
we all got done. It looked like we just got done fighting a fire or something. It was crazy. But one last thing, I was thinking about Charles and you, Swain, last night when it hit, man. Boogie Cousins going to the Warriors. Should we even play a season next year? For real?
Yes.
Yes. Here's why. Boogie Cousins, you know, he's from Alabama. Okay, he tends to have this temper. Okay, he's had it with the Kings. He's had it with the Pelicans. He's had it at Kentucky. Yeah, he had it at Kentucky. And this could implode. Now, he could be on his best behavior, but I can see him and Draymond and KD clashing a little bit. Now, he's not going to be healthy until maybe January, coming off the torn Achilles, but this could be interesting. This could be really interesting, Dave. I mean, trust me. I mean, this could be really good for everyone else who's tired of the Warriors dominating the NBA.
I mean, you look at it from the outside, and I remember Charles talking about AKA super teams, but then you look at some of the teams from the 80s and 90s, and they stack up, you know, with 3, you know, elite all-stars on some of those teams. But what did the Warriors not have at the 5 spot?
I mean,
actual height.
Talking about length?
Correct. And a goon down low that can get you 20 rebounds.
They got that.
Because the closest thing they had last year was what? JaVale McGee?
Yeah. I mean, he was really good at rebounding. He was a high-energy rebounding machine. Defensively, he could block shots, and he had a really good attitude. You know, he played his best ball of his career with the Warriors.
Yeah. Because DeMarcus Cousins, his game is taking a new level. I mean, his range has improved. His footwork's improved. He's only gotten better because what was he averaging? 25, 10, and 5 assists as a center before he blew his Achilles out? Come on, man.
He is him and Karl Anthony Towns, and I don't even call Anthony Davis like a true big man. I mean, he's a star. He's so freakish. I mean, he reminds me of like Kevin Garnett on steroids, but like DeMarcus Cousins was like the most skilled big man that we've seen in a very, very, very long time, to be able to step out, take you off the dribble, and post you up, facing the basket and facing away from the basket. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins, his game is complete. I just hope, just for the drama's sake, that we get some battles between him and Draymond, some internal battles. That would be fun.
Yeah, I'll let y'all go, but on top of that, man, he's a bully. He ain't letting nobody take his lunch money ever.
No.
Ever.
Never.
But y'all have a great day. Have a great 4th of July. And
he's pulling from the K.
Wait a minute. Time out. Who is David Garden? Why were you not checking Chris Lofton, David?
He was, on one of the slaw other four.
Yeah, I forgot to
quote
even
him.
I forgot to even mention this. Wait a minute. A guy's pulling after the fifth three. Where are you, David? Where's David saying,
David
you know
might have
what?
to call back.
You know what, David? Where are you, man? Where are you? Where are you to say this is enough? I got Chris Lofton now. I'm going to make him dribble. I'm going to force him to the basket. I'm going to foul him. I'm not going to let him continue to shoot these jump shots in our face. Why were you not guarding Chris Lofton,
I'm
David?
picking him up three-quarter court. I'm in his pocket. I'm letting my bad breath that has just been brewing for days just engulf his entire area. I'm trying to get in his head any way I can. If I know about this guy coming to the state championship, I'm calling him out. I want him. I'm going to do anything I can to stop him. And if you roast me, I'm just like everybody else that he's gone up against.
But that's what everybody in the SEC said before he dropped 7 threes on their head in a single game.
But that's when you're going up against Tennessee and they have,
yeah, he could spread it out.
Yeah, but you got other guys that can make jump shots. Joanne Smith and Tyler Smith. The other guys can make an open jump shot.
Williams.
Chris Lofton was the only guy on this basketball team. And how did you let him beat you? And he's supposed to be slow. He was supposed to be too small. And all he was doing is shooting jump shots. David, why didn't you check Chris Lofton in high school, man, after the fifth three? That's my question.
That's
David.
11.
David, why didn't you guard him, man? We got questions here. I think David was scared. All right, got to go to break. Swain event. Be right back.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom.
Jason Swain here. June is Men's Health Month. Gentlemen, question. Do you know your numbers? You may know your blood pressure and cholesterol, but do you know your testosterone and prostate numbers? I know mine. I went to Low T Center. They made it quick and easy, and you'll know your results in about 20 minutes. And this month, Low T Center is even offering a special $50 testosterone and prostate level test. Gentlemen, don't wait anymore. Call Low T Center today at 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
By now, you know that Mooyah has the best burgers in Knoxville. Their beef is never frozen, they have all-natural turkey burgers and black bean veggie burgers, not to mention they make their buns in-house every day. But now, you can also get 100% all-beef hot dogs or, wait for it, all-natural chicken sandwiches. Trust me, these chicken sandwiches put chicken restaurants to shame. So stop into Mooyah and taste the difference. Located at 7301 Kingston Pike, right by Better Mattress.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Up goes your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries. You break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Reciproco, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technician to see how we can get your phone working today. Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live. Don't just hear the show, see the show. That's Swain Event TV.
This segment is going to be a very tough segment to carry out. Here's why. 14 hours ago, at Vandy Football tweeted, less than 2 months until your state champions are back in the dud. Hashtag anchor down.
The dud. Dropping anchor in the dud, y'all. Come on down. V's up.
Don't make me laugh. I'm trying to be serious here. Don't look at me, okay? I'm gonna start laughing. I gotta do the show like this now. All right.
Get your blinders on.
Put my blinders on. Do not look at me, guys. I'm gonna start laughing. Okay. This is so tough to discuss, okay? The reason why this is so tough to discuss is because listen to how corny this sounds. You are a college football program in the SEC, and you are bragging about being a team in the same state as you. Like, is this high school? What? How old are we? Back in the dud? I know you're not talking about the stadium. What's the stadium name? Dudley Stadium? Dudley Field? What is it? Y'all know?
It's the dud, man.
Yeah.
No, what is it? What's the name of it, man?
I don't know off the top of my head. Am I supposed to commit something like that to memory?
No, but you have Google. I can't look at you right now because I'm going to start laughing. So hurry up and look it up and tell me. Is it Dudley Stadium?
It's Vanderbilt Stadium.
What is Dud?
Dudley Field.
Okay,
Dudley. That's the baseball field.
Dudley Field.
Or no, the Dudley, yeah.
Charlie, we're talking about football.
Yeah.
Dudley Field.
Their baseball is Hawkins?
So Dudley Field. Dudley Field. Okay. So this is probably the worst tweet of 2016 for a football account in the SEC. A football account in the SEC should not be tweeting things like this. This is something that Carnes High School tweets, okay? No offense, Carnes High School.
Some good people over there.
No offense. Less than 2 months until your state champions are back in the dud. What? The dud? Now, here's a problem that I'm having. As bad as this tweet is, we have the same record as Vanderbilt since 2012, at 15-33 in the conference.
Lost 3 out of the last 5.
All I can do, I got so many emotions running through my body right now. I'm making fun of Vanderbilt, but I can't make fun of Vanderbilt the way I want to make fun of Vanderbilt because then I'll be making fun of myself and my own team because we lost to this team that's bragging about being state champions. What?
And lost by, like, a lot. Didn't just, lose on a last-second field goal.
This is why I was so embarrassed that when we beat Vanderbilt, In 2014, I remember this like it was yesterday. In 2014, we were in the dud. And our football team took a group picture. We had dudes laying down on the grass. we tweeted out the photo and used hashtag our state. Oh my gosh. This is so embarrassing. These dudes are bragging about winning a state championship in college, man. And they play in the SEC. And we lost to them like the last 3-4 times. It's so embarrassing. I can't help but just to laugh. The dud. The dud. You can't even fill up your stadium. You calling it the dud? Oh man.
What's it hold, like 37?
I can't even get mad. I can't even laugh at them too much because we lost to them. I gotta laugh at everybody, ourselves and Vanderbilt.
Capacity of 41,221.
And then you get on Twitter this morning and there's a photo of a Vanderbilt jersey with a Wake Forest logo on the sleeves. The manufacturers they don't even know the difference between Vanderbilt and Wake Forest. That's how much disrespect that Vanderbilt has in these streets. But we can't even make fun of them too much because we
y'all the Doors?
Because we lost to them.
Thought y'all were the Deacons.
The demon Doors.
The Vanderbilt Deacons, man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Pruitt, please.
It's so
please,
bad.
Whatever you do, you got to beat these guys, man. I can't take another year of not being able to talk trash.
When they're, when you think about the worst things that Butch Jones did. Yeah, he's annoying in press conferences, lost games he should have won. But the tippy top of the list is he lost to Vanderbilt more than once. Like Fulmer in 17 years lost to Vandy one time. Okay, fine, that's acceptable. Just we would prefer that it didn't happen, but whatever. But you were here for 5 years and you lost to Vanderbilt. Was it three times, right?
Or it's the repetitiveness of just talking about it alone makes me want to vomit all over our new equipment.
He lost to 13.
Butch wasn't the coach in 17, but
that was his unit.
My goodness, man.
But yeah, when I think of the things that incense me the most about Butch Jones's tenure at Tennessee, the top one is losing to Vanderbilt 3 times. What's wrong with you? How dare you come to Tennessee and lose to Vanderbilt 3 times?
I can't even talk trash the way I want to. I can't talk trash the way I want to because of us having identical record in the SEC, and they've beaten us the last 3 out of 4 years or 3 out of 5 years or whatever.
That's like you wanting to name this brand new studio, like, and nickname it Slaw.
The Dud?
Yeah.
I don't know why you call anything a dud anyways, but
there's so much negative connotation.
Yeah.
Welcome into the Slaw Studios.
I had someone tweet me yesterday. It was so bad I felt sorry for the person tweeting me. I couldn't even respond. It was a Vanderbilt fan who responded to a tweet that I responded to that mentioned the 15-33 in conference play since 2012. And I basically said, yuck, throwing up in my mouth type of gif. And this Vanderbilt fan commented and put like LOL and put anchor down. Vanderbilt, y'all had the same record as us. Are you cheering that we're also sorry like you? that we're in the dumps like you are, that we've anchored down, I guess. You're not supposed to be bragging. You're supposed to be unhappy too.
Yeah, and this is the
like you're not supposed to be bragging about only winning 15 games since 2012 in the conference.
And on that note, Nacho brings up probably the worst point out of all of this. He says it's funny because Memphis was better than both of us.
I mean, all you gotta do is just laugh. That's all you can do. All you can do is laugh at this point. Like, you cannot talk trash to Vanderbilt fans right now. You gotta let them have it. State champions, man. Oh, goodness. We got Attaboy coming up next.
Hour 1 of the Swain event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
There is a 50% chance of rain today, partly sunny with a high near 89 and a low around 70. More of the same tomorrow with a high near 88 and a low around 72. Thursday, a 40% chance of showers, sunny and hot with a high of 90. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give Be-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, Be-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. Be-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words. Better call Be-Dry. Reach out to Be-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call Be-Dry.
Hey Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Where should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
With the hot weather and humidity comes mosquitoes and other pests. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control take care of that problem for you. They offer one-time or package treatments that control biting adults as well as larvae. Southeast Termite and Pest Control has been in business since 1971 and is local and family-owned. They offer free estimates and quotes with no obligations. So don't get bit anymore. Go with the pest control company you can trust. Call Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 or find them online at southeasttermite.com.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
You're a hell of a guy, man.
Now that's how you supposed to drive. From now on, that's how you drive.
This kid can draw circles.
Home, remind yourself, nobody built like you design yourself.
Bam! Awesome. Phenomenal.
Attaboy.
Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour 1, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. It is time for Attaboy, where we highlight the positivity in the world. So we do that right now, and we go to Charlie for our first Attaboy. So, Charlie, what we got?
Got an attaboy out of Thailand. It's crazy, crazy story. So this youth soccer team was, I guess, would it be cave diving to cave hiking? Not cave diving, but like cave exploring, whatever you want to call that, in Thailand. And apparently you're not supposed to do that during the rainy season in Thailand, which begins in July. And there were mudslides that trapped them inside this cave that they were in. They went a little too deep, got trapped inside. They've been trapped in there for 9 days.
Gracious. Then
yesterday, Thai Navy SEALs found the boys and their coaches all alive in this cave. It's an unbelievable rescue. The thing is, I mean, it's a huge attaboy, the fact that they found them and that they're all alive. And that's incredible. The problem now is that it's going to be tough to get them all back out. They actually haven't gotten any of the kids out of the cave yet, according to the latest update, which was 20 minutes ago on CNN. It says a full rescue today depends on the strength of the boys and what they have remaining. Now, they've sent in food, and so they're going to be able to keep these kids alive. They send in food. They send in water. But it's just this incredible thing that's unfolding. Reminds me a lot of the Chilean miners from a few years back. That was a whole harrowing thing, and I'm sure this is going to be very, very similar. But so far, huge attaboy, because that's scary, man. Can't imagine that.
I wonder if Ben's awake yet. You think Ben's awake? Ben, tune in. My attaboy's going out to you. Not really for you, because your boys got whooped last night. Ronald Acuna Jr. in extras with a 2-run bomb, 4 games off his DL stint. He's already gone yard twice in those 4 games, but beats the Yankees in the Bronx, walk-off fashion, and to cap this attaboy off, one of my buddies last week got married. He's going to be in my wedding as well here in a couple of months. His layover coming back from his honeymoon was in JFK. He got to Uber over and see the end of this game. Huge Braves fan. Gets to see a walk-off victory in Yankee Stadium with his fiance. A couple attaboys there that I think are
cool.
Very deserving.
I am hoping the Rangers yesterday picked up Ronald Acuna's brother, Luis Angel, or Angel. Yeah. And, yeah, I'm hoping that he can bring some of that Acuna magic
also
over to Arlington.
Younger brother of Luis Severino of the Yankees, ace pitcher, one of the best in the bigs right now. His younger brother, Rafael, just got signed by the Yankees.
What needs to happen is everyone listening who's on Twitter needs to remind Ben today that the Braves beat the Yankees.
Yeah,
so if you are a Braves fan, remind Ben McKee today. Just on Twitter. Just remind him. I don't think he knew that the Yankees lost to the Braves.
That warms my heart, Swain. I appreciate that.
Just let him know, man. Hey, Ben. I don't know if you know this or not, but your Yankees, but your Yankees got beat by the Braves yesterday, man. In case you didn't know that. Let Ben know, because he's been walking around, strutting around his Yankee sweatshirt, his Yankee hat he had on yesterday. He was talking trash about the Yankees beating up on the Red Sox and smashing David Price.
They did, though.
My goodness, they slammed David Price a couple days ago. But remind Ben today that the Braves took care of business against the Yankees.
There we go.
Just remind him.
Attaboy.
Just remind him. 865-250-503, B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Tomorrow is July 4th. I've already gotten some tweets from folks who are putting on the pulled pork, the Boston butts, the pork shoulders, ribs. Are you going chicken, burgers, dogs? Or are you going to get fancy? Or are you going to put shrimp out there?
Fancy, huh?
You're going to get some lobster tail and put it on the grill.
Oh.
Are you going to really get fancy for the 4th? That's what I want to know. But we'll talk to George Ewert of Daddy and Barbecue here later on in the show to maybe get down, talk about some recipes maybe.
What's a must every 4th for you gentlemen?
Hot dog.
Hot dog?
Yeah, man.
I mean, you got to have a hot dog.
That is the number one 4th of July food.
It's a must. It's not necessarily our favorites or something that we look forward to. It's just a must. It's something you have to check that box.
I think it's my favorite.
No, come on now.
I think it is, man. 4th of July.
Just pounding a couple dogs.
Nathan's. Get you a Nathan's hot dog.
Oh yeah.
And there's so many different ways that you can make a Nathan's hot dog.
Tell me you won't be eating any ballpark Franks.
What is that?
No Oscar Myers for you.
What is that?
Not a big hot dog guy. I'll do a little brat.
Huge turnover.
What is that, Burris?
Little bratwurst.
You're not a hot dog guy.
But just straight up like hot dogs out the pack. I don't know. Never liked them that much. But I like good sausage, like good bratwurst. Put that on a bun. I'll eat that.
Okay.
But
Have you had a Nathan's hot dog? So that's that's the
Yeah.
problem. See, if you have
I've had the Nathan's hot dog from like a Nathan's like.
And see,
okay.
they don't use
Like
all the
restaurant.
nasty part of the pig. They use like everything that's just kind of nasty.
That's a little less nasty.
There's nothing more American on the 4th of July than a hot dog.
Yeah, chewing on a pig ear.
I
It's
mean,
true.
there's so many things you can do. You can just have mustard, and you can go to town. You can go relish, you can go bacon, you can go pepper, sauerkraut, chili, tomatoes. I mean, it's so many things you can do with a hot dog. You can go slaw. I mean, it's so versatile. Hot dog is number one 4th of July item, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's easy. It's very easy to make, and you can't just take the hot dog off the grill when it's hot. You gotta burn it a little bit. You gotta have.
Nothing better than a charred dog.
You gotta
huh?
have it charred, man. You have to. You just can't do it. If your hot dog comes off the grill the same way it comes out of boiling water, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You're doing it way wrong.
Gotta turn the heat up.
For me, it's hot dog.
Okay.
It's not my favorite thing to grill. It's not my favorite thing to put on the smoker. But for the 4th of July, it has to be the number one item, right? What about you?
Pulled pork.
Pulled pork. Okay.
Hands down. I have to have a hot dog. I will consume several hot dogs tomorrow. But my favorite, what I look forward to most, no. It's pulled pork, gentlemen. I feel like pulled pork barbecue is so American.
Well, my favorite and what I think is the number one item on 4th of July, that's two totally different things here.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there will be more hot dogs eaten and sold than anything else on the 4th. But my favorite thing to cook, no, I mean, it's not hot dogs. Not on the grill. Absolutely not. You don't invest in grills and spend time perfecting recipes to only enjoy
I was
hot
about
dogs
to
on
say,
the grill.
what is George thinking right now?
No. I'm telling you what's
As Swain heads to
I'm
the
telling
top
you
of the
what's
hour.
the most popular item on the 4th of July.
Okay.
My opinion, I think it is hot
That's
dogs.
probably fair.
Hour 2 coming up.
VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly here with our Men on Football and Smoothie segment. Let's discuss some of our favorite smoothies and how they impact our lives. TK, man, tell me which smoothie comes to mind when you think about playing defense?
Swain-O, the Peanut Butter Power Plus and the Power Punch Plus provide the energy needed to make plays every time they take the field. Then you have the Gladiator and the Hawk. Nutrition every dominant player has to have. Bottom line, everyone wants to be a dominant player. Now, Swain, you tell me about the offensive side of the ball.
TK, it's simple. You always score with Smoothie King. The shredder personifies what we are going to do to opposing defenses. The Berry Punch and Activator will light up the scoreboard. And in case we need to go into overtime, the Pure Recharge will put us over the top for the win.
Swain-O, you know I love football and Smoothie King. I'm a VFL, a Smoothie King for life. The Chocolate Gladiator and the Chocolate Shredder with the scoop of peanut butter, oh, that's my go-to smoothie. They get a chest bump all day.
Yes, sir. This concludes our Men on Football and Smoothie King segment for today. Don't forget the Sip by Sip program. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll feel and see the difference. Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Delicious and nutritious. TK.
Don't forget the peanut butter. Yeah, boy.
Touchdown or turnover is up next on the Swain event. return to the program. It's a debtful life.
2 auto loans, 6 credit cards. Sometimes I wish I'd never taken out all this debt.
Oh, you should never say that, especially since Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt.
Who are you? Are you an angel?
Close. I'm a loan officer at Alcoa 10.
Teacher said that whenever you hear cha-ching, someone refinance a loan at Alcoa 10.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Equal housing lender.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
All right, it's time for touchdown turnover, backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong, better rates and better service. DeMarcus Cousins signing with the not Los Angeles Lakers, but the Golden State Warriors. 1 year, $5.4 million deal. He's coming off the Achilles injury. Many NBA stars on Twitter kind of reacted. I think they feel like it's not fair. They're surprised. The Warriors, they have a starting lineup of all-stars now. They have a starting lineup of all-stars. Now, DeMarcus Cousins is coming off the Achilles. He does have a history of poor locker room behavior and getting into it with teammates and coaches, really having bad attitudes. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not willing to say that this is going to make the Warriors immediately better because of that team chemistry. I mean, that's very hard to get. And someone like DeMarcus Cousins, he can come in one move and that whole team can be different. But my touchdown turnover is more about the future. What will happen in the future? Will we see in the near future? I'm not sure when the new CBA is going to be in place, the collective bargaining agreement. But will we see changes in the future, near future, that will maybe prohibit some of these moves from being made, creating these super teams?
So will the NBA create antitrust laws?
Will the NBA get involved with preventing some of these things from happening? Now, David Stern did block Chris Paul from going to the Lakers, but that is when the Pelicans or the New Orleans Hornets or whatever, they didn't have an owner at the time. So the NBA served as the owner until they got a new buyer there with the Pelicans. So it's a little bit different, but how do you justify allowing your starting five to be an all-star team? Do you try to shift some of that balance to the Eastern Conference? Do you try to stop some of these super teams from being created? Do you think it's going to happen? Touchdown, turnover.
I'm going to say turnover, but I think they should, because as much as people want to say, well, the other teams in the league should just get better or whatever. No, because here's the fact. The NBA is an entertainment product. At the end of the day, that's what it is. It's here to make money. And this entertainment product with these super teams running the league is not as good as it could be if you spread these stars out. And that's just the way that it is. And so if I'm Adam Silver sitting up there looking at this, I just am saying, okay, let's not do this. Let's spread the wealth a little bit, make our product across the league better. and raise the level of competition across more teams, so that there's just more, I guess, intrigue from, you're being able to sell more tickets because you got to start at this team. You're being able to sell more tickets because you got to start at this team. Things like that. And so, no, I don't think that's going to happen, because it just seems like the league is really taking a hands-off approach to all of this, and whatever, that's their decision. But I think they should, because it's an entertainment product. It's not free market capitalism. It's a business.
Question for that theory.
Mm-hmm.
If you do spread the wealth, as you're trying to portray here, and you're putting more stars on each team throughout the NBA, aren't you going to have the same cream rise to the top, like a KD, Steph Curry at the Warriors, and whoever LeBron's playing for, like we've seen the last 5+ years, last 8 for LeBron? Whoever's going to have those key players, if all the talent's spread out and there's no, intrigue to jumping around, maybe, hey, we can pull a few guys from there, a few guys from here, all go to the Clippers and create a little squad and see if we can get something rolling for 2 or 3 years. Or we can all do the same thing and go down to New Orleans and play with the Pelicans. There's no intrigue. There's no possibility there. So why not stay at home and just try to stockpile a bunch of draft picks and build a team the old-fashioned way, the college way? I feel like that's what you would be creating there. Is that more intriguing to the everyday NBA fan? Maybe. But I feel like you're going to have the same problem, the same bore at the end of the season for those who are not intrigued by the best players on the planet leading their team, whichever team it may be, to the NBA championship.
I just can't imagine that the league looks at this situation, a situation where when it happens, fans across the league that aren't fans of the Warriors, everybody goes, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, why would the league want that? That's not good. When you just have your fans looking at a move that a team makes and going, oh, God, come on.
This situation's a little special because we're talking about 5 All-Stars.
This is excessive. This is extremely excessive.
And you can't
But, I mean, if we're having a similar situation with maybe a third All-Star going to the T-Wolves, I don't think as many people are up in arms. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because this is an established dynasty already, and, gosh, you've been to 3 out of the last 4 and won the last 2, but my goodness, you're adding Boogie Cousins.
I mean, you really can't.
What gives?
You really can't be mad at anyone here. You can't be mad at the Warriors. You can't be mad at Marcus Cousins or disappointed or anything. I'm not saying you are mad. I'm just saying if you're looking at this as a fan and you are finding yourself getting upset at now the Warriors being really impossible to beat because they just added another All-Star. Now they have 5 All-Stars on their team. Boogie Cousins did not have an offer from 29 teams, according to him. He signed a 1-year, $5.4 million contract. He's coming off a torn Achilles, and he has a really bad attitude. And so I don't know why 29 teams said no. I mean, the Knicks, the Bulls, I mean, the Bucks. I mean, why are you saying no? But anyways, everybody said no to him. And according to DeMarcus Cousins, he called the Warriors and got himself a deal. How do you stop a really good player from saying, hey, I'm willing to take $10, $15 million below my value to win a championship? I mean, how do you stop that? How do you regulate that?
Steve Kerr's going to jump at the chance any opportunity like that approaches his door, especially Boogie Cousins. Are you kidding me? Steve Kerr, if anybody's going to be able to tap into Boogie Cousins, it's Steve Kerr. And the chemistry and I think the structure that the Golden State has right now.
Oh, yeah, he's in love on him.
But still, what you just mentioned, 29 teams didn't even reach out to Boogie. We're looking at a 1-year, $5-point-something million contract. I know the Achilles. I'm trying to take that out. Look at the talent that we all know that he's going to come back with.
Oh, he's special. He's a special
Boogie
talent.
is very special,
He's
and not
special.
even 28, 29 yet.
Yeah, he's special talent. I have a Vol spin on this touchdown turnover. It's time to pursue a championship or pursue money. We've seen David West turn down millions and millions of dollars a couple years ago to join the Spurs, and then he joined the Warriors, and he finally got a championship. I think he was playing for I want to say the Pelicans or somebody, but he turned down a lot of money to play for a champion. We've seen the Patriots do this, where guys take less. Tom Brady does not take as much as he could get. Aaron Rodgers will break the bank. He will make history when he signed his deal.
As long as he's in Green Bay, yeah.
But a couple of years ago, there's a champion from Tennessee by the name of Malik Jackson. He won a championship with the Denver Broncos. And he got his ring. And in that moment, he felt like that his market value probably wouldn't be any higher, that he would not have as much leverage as he had at that moment. And he signed a huge deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I remember at the time, I was like, what? Jacksonville Jaguars? What? Who wants to go to Jacksonville Jaguars? And then I saw the number, and I was like, oh, okay, that's why you signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Can I sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars?
6-year, $85.5 million.
Who wouldn't sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars? Everybody wants to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Malik was asked basically, why did you sign? And he was very frank. He was like, money. You have a short window to make this money. You're not going to be a pro athlete all your life. Now, you can take some of that money and invest it, but you need money to make money. And here was Malik Jackson's time to capitalize on all the hard work that he's put in, transferring from USC to Tennessee, being I want to say he was a 5th-round pick or something like that, maybe a 3rd or 5th-round pick.
I don't think he went that late.
Coming out of college, and he put in those 3 years to be one of the best defensive linemen in the league, and he got that Albert Haynesworth payday for the work you put in your first 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, you're right. 137th overall, 5th round.
So when do you say a championship is more important than money, or money is more important than championship? That's always a very, very tough thing to balance. I would imagine. Football, you got to take the money. You got to take the money in football, because one hit, you could be done. Odell Beckham Jr. right now there's all this talk about him not playing or him sitting out camp because he wants a new deal. He deserves a new deal. Julio Jones has like 2 or 3 years left on his contract. But you look at other receivers that he's playing better than, they're getting more money than him. He's very valuable to Atlanta. So he has leverage right now that he may never have again. So you better capitalize on that time while you have it. Championship or the money? Malik Jackson picked the money after winning a championship.
It wouldn't be higher.
He won a championship.
One of the highest paid D tackles in the entire league.
Yeah.
And now look at the defense, because he was one of the first dominoes to follow when Jacksonville was starting to stockpile defensive talent. Not only just defensive talent, young defensive talent. That front 7 right now, hell.
Couldn't beat the Titans, though.
Jalen Ramsey, A.J. Bouye, Tayshaun Gibson.
Oh, they didn't beat the Titans, though.
Hey, they're built defensively to do more than Titans.
I mean, did they not go to the AFC Championship game?
Yeah.
Did they beat the Titans? No, they didn't.
Where did the Titans end up?
The game before the AFC Championship
That's
game?
true. And their quarterback with a broken
Not like
leg.
It was bad.
But still, the Jags, baby.
Yeah.
Didn't beat the
I think the way it works, the team who goes further gets the bragging rights of the team
100%
that wins.
The Titans beat them twice last year, once by 21 points.
Charlie,
give me a break.
That's not the way it works, bro.
Who's getting talked about more in the offseason?
Yes, it is the way that it works.
No, it does not.
Who's getting talked about more in the offseason?
It doesn't
right now?
matter.
Titans.
No, they're not.
It does. No, man. The Jaguars are being talked about more.
Oh, my God.
That's not the way it works, Charlie.
Oh,
the
please.
team who gets the furthest gets the bragging rights,
They
man.
got one game further and lost to the Titans twice by combined almost 30 points. Give me a break.
That's not the way it works, Charlie.
Give me a break. I will brag over the Jags. Did they win the Super Bowl? Then they can brag. If you win the Super Bowl, come on. You can brag. You can brag all you want. But if you lose to me twice and make it one more game in the playoffs than I did, I'm still bragging.
Sorry, man.
It's a better season.
Go on home.
You're hustling backwards, Charlie. That's not the way it works. Swain event.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can. Because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries. You break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Reciproco, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technician to see how we can get your phone working today.
The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Top 100 Barbecue Restaurant Dead End Barbecue isn't just a great place to go for dinner. They have fantastic lunch specials every day. Monday through Friday, they offer great deals on different meals each day. Dead End Barbecue has the smoke and sweet meal with half-smoked chicken, a side, choice of bread and banana pudding on Monday, brisket French dip on Tuesday, and salad on Wednesday. Thursday is the cold smoked turkey BLT and center cut bone shop on Friday. Not to mention you can get a bowl of beans and smoked sausage for $6 every day. So when you are looking for somewhere to go for lunch during the week, look no further than Top 100 Barbecue Restaurant Dead End Barbecue. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, your lunch search is over.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you. Looking for a different way to enjoy the Swain event? Then check out Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville and ToyotaKnoxville.com. Follow the show on Periscope and Facebook Live. Don't just hear the show, see the show. That's Swain Event TV.
Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. I will say, in my personal opinion, as flawed as Charlie's logic is on the Titans and the Jaguars, it is a very, very, very interesting way of thinking if you're a sports fan.
And here's my justification, because someone in the text box said, Charlie might as well be saying anchor down with those comments. Here's what I have to say to this person. When Tennessee beat Florida in 2016, and Florida made it to the SEC championship over Tennessee, you're telling me you didn't still rag on Florida even though they made the SEC championship game and Tennessee didn't? You beat Florida, and you beat them down. And you're telling me that you didn't still brag about beating Florida?
No,
I like your comparison there, but I think
I'm not
also
talking about you.
NFL's a little bit different.
I'm talking about every Tennessee fans. You're telling me you just flat out, nope, I'm not going to. We might as well have not even beaten Florida. That didn't even happen. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm not going to brag about it. Nope, because they made the championship and Tennessee didn't. What? No.
It was hollow.
You bragged about it.
But it was the brag is hollow, though, because, yeah, you beat them, but you couldn't even take care of business enough to get to where you should be, and that is in Atlanta. So, I mean, I know I'm a little bit different than everyone else, but this is a very interesting dynamic, though, as a sports fan. You have a team that you don't like, that's your rival, that you play every single year, and, yeah, you beat them, but they still achieve more than you in that year. Which one holds the most weight? Yeah, we beat Kentucky, but they achieved more.
That's a different situation because you actually lost to Kentucky in a championship game. That's a different situation.
But you beat them twice.
You beat them twice, but then you lost in a championship
I understand that, but you beat
the Titans didn't lose.
You beat them more. Okay, you played 3 times, you beat them twice, but they achieved more. Titans, you beat the Jaguars twice, and they achieved more. It's kind of the same thing. You beat them more in the regular season, whether you play once or you play 3 times or you play 2 times or you play 10 times. But they achieved more in that season. Which one holds the weight? I mean, that's not an easy conversation. I mean, it's not simple either as a sports fan. Some sports fan says, I don't care, we beat you. But Ole Miss beat Alabama. Alabama still won championship. So is Ole Miss bragging? No. How do you explain yourself there as a sports fan?
That's why I said if the Jaguars win the Super Bowl, whatever. I can't brag at that point. You won a Super Bowl, but the Jaguars had a marginally better season than the Titans, like one game better.
But Charlie, when you look about expectations, the team coming in, the makeup, and really where they're expected to finish in the division, they achieved so much more, even with those 2 losses against the Titans. Achieved so much more. Nobody expected the Jaguars to even sniff the playoffs, and they come a couple plays for competing into a Super Bowl. I mean, you got to give them credit where it's due. Not trying to take a shot at your Titans, but they achieved more last year, even with those 2 losses.
I mean, I'll concede to Kentucky in basketball this year because like I said, it's a different situation where Kentucky and Tennessee played in a championship game, and Tennessee lost, even though Tennessee beat them twice in the regular season. Championship matters more than the regular season, period.
I mean, Titans were expected to win their division last year.
They were, and the Titans, yeah.
Jaguars were picked 3rd, if not dead last by some experts.
And if Mariota doesn't get hurt in the beginning of the season, the Titans would have won the division. But either way, I get the argument. I just don't. I mean, what did a Jaguars fan, if I say that to them, they're going to say, well, we made the AFC Championship game. Well, you lost. You didn't win the Super Bowl. Congratulations. And then you lost twice to us. What? It's not like they have some major superiority over the Titans because they made the AFC Championship
I think
game.
You would see our point more if your fandom was removed. That's why I'm saying, like, over here, not a fan of either team whatsoever. Ravens guy, as that's been well pointed out here. I feel like knowing the expectations of the team, the makeup of the team, both offensively and defensively, taking into account key injuries, Jacksonville, clear cut, had the better season, accomplished more. Projected 3 to 5 wins by most experts.
Yeah.
Sometimes 6. Titans expected to get anywhere from 10 or 8 to 11.
I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that, but here,
that was the whole point. They
Johnny
accomplished
Dollar,
more. They achieved more. It was a better season.
Johnny Dollar and I are on the same page here. In my opinion, if you beat them and they don't win a championship, you got the bragging rights. I mean, that's just I think it's kind of simple.
I think it's hollow, man.
I don't know why, because
it doesn't hold as much credence.
You accomplished as much as they did.
No, you didn't. No, you
one
didn't.
more win.
It's a playoff win.
You said one more.
So what?
You can't say
you didn't win a championship.
You can't say that you achieve as much as they did, and then in the same sentence say one more win.
Who made the Elite Eight this year in basketball? You don't know because nobody remembers those teams. Nobody remembers who lost the AFC Championship game in 3 years.
Yeah, they will. People. People will remember.
You look it up.
Hey.
That is not an accomplishment.
How do you, as a Tennessee fan, feel like you have bragging rights over Florida 100%? Now, you can brag that you beat them. That's great. But how do you not feel hollow at least a little bit that they achieved more than you? Your goal is to get to Atlanta, and you did not do that, and they did. Because they did exactly what they need to do in the course of the SEC season to achieve their goals, and you did not.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with the Jaguars and the Titans. The goal is to play your best football when it matters most, which is the end of the season, to go as far as you can. And the Jags played their best football at the right time and got farther. How is that not better than the Titans season, even though you beat them twice?
Because you beat them twice. You're not going to get me to come off this. You're not.
I just
I'm sorry. This is not an opinion I'm going to change.
It makes no sense.
I feel like it's an opinion you wouldn't have if you weren't a fan of one of the two teams that were in the discussion.
No, I mean that just across the board. If applied to any other team.
If you were a Jags fan, you would if you were a Jags fan and you were bragging against Titans fans, you would reverse your argument.
You'd say we won when it counted.
And you would say at least we got further than you guys. You would do that.
And I would say you still lost to the team the Titans lost to in the next game.
You would do that.
What's the big freaking deal? And I would say then the Titans beat you twice. I mean, apply it to any other team, I would feel the exact same. Because like I said, I'm of the opinion of Johnny Dollar here. It's just sort of cut and dry. If you beat them and they don't win a championship, you got the bragging rights. Yes, it may ring hollow in some sense. You still
maybe
you beat them. You beat them.
Maybe that's a fan perspective.
Auburn is bragging about beating Bama.
No, they're not.
Oh,
are you
yes,
kidding?
They are. And those Bama fans are cheesing at them because they're like, gosh.
Maybe they are. But the fact is, Auburn won the Iron Bowl.
If you think this is a moment.
Why the hell would Auburn be bragging that they beat Alabama? Alabama won the national championship.
Because Auburn beat them.
Charlie, that's ridiculous.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
We're about to drug test you. That makes no sense.
Just because they're doing it doesn't mean it's legitimate.
Guarantee it.
They won the championship. You and John Dollar just said if you don't win the championship, then
true.
Then it matters.
That's true. That breaks the rule.
Okay.
But at the same time, that rivalry is so bitter.
Let me tell you something, Charlie.
Charlie,
you talk to somebody from Alabama. Auburn fans are not bragging that they beat Alabama this year. Charlie. Auburn fans are not bragging that they beat Alabama this year. Alabama won the national championship. There's not a sane Auburn person or a sober Auburn person that will brag to an Alabama fan with any kind of confidence that they beat Alabama.
Keyword sober.
I mean, that makes no sense. Alabama won the national championship. If you want to brag in 2013, awesome. If you want to brag in 2010, if you're an Auburn fan, awesome. You beat Alabama, and you had more success in Alabama in those 2 years. But last year, you better not brag to Alabama about beating them because Alabama achieved more. I guess there's a different mentality, and I respect your mentality, Charlie. I respect it. I really do, even though I don't agree with it. I respect the fans' mentality. I would be hard pressed to find a former athlete who competed in the SEC that would take beating a team over achieving more than them. I would rather go to Atlanta. I would lose to Florida and go to Atlanta rather than beating Florida and not going.
It depends on the achievement because I'll flip it. I would rather be the Titans this year than the Jaguars because they lost to the same team in the playoffs. It's completely comparable. The Titans have the bragging rights here.
What?
I would rather be Kentucky than Tennessee in basketball.
The Titans have the bragging rights?
It's that simple. It's that simple. Like I said, you're not getting me off this.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean,
I think we quit, Charlie. We're just
Hour 2 continues after this Swain event.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom.
Jason Swain here. June is Men's Health Month. Gentlemen, question. Do you know your numbers? You may know your blood pressure and cholesterol, but do you know your testosterone and prostate numbers? I know mine. I went to Low T Center. They made it quick and easy, and you'll know your results in about 20 minutes. And this month, Low T Center is even offering a special $50 testosterone and prostate level test. Gentlemen, don't wait anymore. Call Low T Center today at 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Pass downfield is complete. That's Swain. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Touchdown.
Let's get to Turkey Man on the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Turkey Man, good morning. Turkey Man.
Turkey Man.
Good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning, individual.
What up?
You're talking about championships. I mean, you're going to have George on and that championship nanner pudding.
That's right.
Which is going to be a side. And,
that's right.
And I'm excited about that. Excited.
Excited.
Yes, sir. Sure am. Hey, you're talking about candy there, and the duds, done the dud. You know, I try to get on. You had a Twitter there, Bandy, and they had me blocked. It seemed like everybody you get in a little scuffle with, and I try to get in on it, they've got me blocked. I don't understand that.
Turkey Man, you are blocked by Vanderbilt Football's Twitter account?
I am blocked by Vanderbilt football account.
Wow,
That's
impressive.
I guess I've been
bad boy.
Bad boy, I guess.
What did you do, Turkey Man?
I don't know. When we could shout and they'd anchor down and stuff like that, I'd always make fun of them, and I guess they got tired of it. But you know, hey, it is what it is.
See, I have a similar situation with Auburn. I found out I'm blocked by Auburn's athletics Twitter account, and like I don't know what I did, but I have. It was probably them losing to UCF in the.
Well,
in that
time, I guess, been a long while back, I shared that joke. There's a family moved in down there at Vandy community, and they was going to support the university and get season tickets. And they had a big family, 9 kids, and said we're talking about getting season tickets for all of them. And they said, well, and they was inquiring when the games were, and they asked the lady that was asking about it, she said, when's the games? And said, well, when can you come? so yeah, I don't know.
Oh, boy, Turkey Man.
But anyhow, you talk about duds. You know, you talk about duds. So that's kind of like a dud is when you shoot a firecracker and you just go beep. You know, it wet powder just beep instead of going boom.
Yeah.
So that's a dud. It's wet powder. So
wet powder.
Yes, sir.
Wet powder, Vanderbilt.
Yes, that's it.
Oh.
But I noticed that. I was blocked, and when you got in with Sister Jean there, Sarah, whatever her name, Spain, whatever
Spain.
her name was, she blocked me right out of the shoot. And that's the first time I'd really noted I'd been blocked from anybody. But then I noticed I'm blocked from Vandy's.
That's an accomplishment, Steve.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
I guess it is. But, guys, I hope you have a good 4th.
You too.
And be safe with them fireworks.
We will.
We remember we used to have them silver salutes, M80s. I don't know if you know what them are or not.
Yes.
We got in a car war one time, and one of the guys went out the window and then ended up back in the back seat, and it kind of backfired on us. So bad things can happen, guys. Be careful.
Don't get too excited out there.
Yeah, don't light your car on fire.
Yeah,
It's
don't
July
do that.
4th. We don't suggest that.
Yeah, don't do that, man. Wow. Turkey Man, I don't know what's going on with you lately, Turkey Man.
He's all fired up.
He's fired up, man. He's fired up.
Been killing the calling game.
Oh, my goodness.
Always does.
If we lose to Florida this year, but we achieve more, can Florida fans brag?
It depends on the achievement. It depends on the achievement. And like this right here is ridiculous. The Browns won one game in 2016, but they played the Chargers one time and beat them. Would you rather be the Browns because they won? Well, that's ridiculous. That's not the same as the Titans and the Jags, because the Browns won one game. I don't know what the Chargers won that year. I would assume it's more than one.
Yeah.
But that's ridiculous. The Titans and the Jags had comparable seasons, and the Titans won twice. This is still a situation where it's situation to situation, but it depends on your achievements. It depends on the achievements that you make when you get quote unquote further or whatever.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
It's more. I think
when you look at a snapshot of the season coming into it, they accomplished so much more than the Titans. The Titans were expected to be in the position that the Jaguars finished their season, if not even moving on, to the next round and going to the Super Bowl. If you have a healthy Mariota, that's within the realm of possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville was predicted to finish last or third in their division, and at max 6 wins. They're like, Fournette. Okay, we could build around Fournette to the future. Maybe we're moving in the right direction, especially with all this young talent on defense. And you come out and you play the way you did the final game of the regular season against the Titans in Week 17, you're already guaranteed a spot. It's locked whether you win or lose. You cannot benefit your team's placement in the playoffs. There were a lot of people resting in the second half of that game. I'm not saying that's the reason the Jags lose, but that's a point you have to make in this type of conversation.
Yeah, I'll be willing to go closer to a wash, the Jaguars Titans, than giving the edge to the Titans in this one, because yes, they both lost to the Patriots. The Jaguars found themselves a play or two away from beating the Patriots. I mean, they had the Patriots beat and started playing that conservative ball and got themselves beat late in the fourth quarter, where it was really never a game between the Pats and the Titans after the second quarter. I mean, it was a beatdown. So I would go wash. I think right now, if you are a Titans fan or Jaguars fan and you are, you're bitter and you're a rival against each other, the Jags are in a better position as a franchise to achieve more than the Titans right now. And I hope that changes, because ultimately
that's not something you brag about. We're in a better position to achieve more.
No, I'm not saying.
That's not your argument.
That's that's not.
The Titans were in a better position to achieve more last year, and the Jags were just as good. So
yeah, I mean, I think they're in a better position to achieve more, and they're built probably better to win long term. But that doesn't mean that they can't, that the Titans can't win this year and go further this year. I'm just saying, as you compare the two franchises, that's kind of where they are right now. They got some really good momentum from that Super Bowl run, and everyone's coming back. They're really going to hinge on the offense, and they really surprised people there with how they played against the Patriots in the playoffs. I mean, the Jags put up some points, was able to move the football, and so the Titans-Jags rivalry is gonna be fun. I'll tell you that much. It's gonna be fun this year.
And it genuinely will be nice to get back because that was a rivalry in the late 90s.
Yeah, Mark Brunell was there.
Everyone forgets that was the championship game before the Super Bowl. It's the
Yeah,
Jags and the Titans.
97, 98, 99. They win 11 games, 14 games for the Jaguars. And before last season, their previous double-digit win season was in 2007. So 10 years for the Jaguars.
That's why it's always hard for me. I usually shut down when a Vanderbilt fan talks trash to me because, yeah, our program is better over this long period of time. But right now, Vanderbilt's better on the field by what they've done. And so I just feel like it's hollow for me, or my argument is hollow. My bragging rights are a little hollow if I start bragging about what we did the last 25 years or what we've done the last 10 years, what our record is in those spans. It's about what you did, what you've done recently. And I just feel like it's a reach. I feel like we're grasping for straws here because we're losing the argument whenever we get into it with a Vanderbilt fan. So I just don't say anything most of the time. What I do find very, very funny, though, is as successful as Vanderbilt fans feel like they have been against Tennessee, they still can't get support. They still can't get it. And this has always been my comeback. Okay, yeah, you've had success against Tennessee when Tennessee has been really biting themselves in the butt and eating each other from the inside. Why can't you get more support? If you're so proud in what you're doing against Tennessee, you would think you guys would have more fans out there supporting your program. You would think you didn't have to give away tickets at Barnes & Noble. Seriously.
Yeah.
Couple best sellers out on the front desk, everybody.
Yeah.
Come in and get them.
Yeah.
Get 2 tickets to the Dud today. Vanderbilt hosting. Can you imagine?
It's funny, man. But
Barnes & Noble.
Do you take the head-to-head win, or you take more success that season? And you see it all the time when you seeing fans from different teams bright against each other. Okay, I beat you. Okay, well we did this. You guys didn't.
Like I said, it all depends on the further success that you have because 2016 Tennessee loses to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt beats Tennessee, but Tennessee achieved more that year. Technically, Tennessee won 9 games. Congratulations. But by far, Vanderbilt has the bragging rights in that situation.
Yeah, they do because
it's situation to situation.
They killed Tennessee's goal. They killed our dream.
Yeah.
Of playing in the Sugar Bowl. South Carolina, yeah, we had a better win-loss record probably that year, 2016. But South Carolina, they get the bragging rights because not only did they beat us, but they kept us out of Atlanta. So, yeah, Charlie, you are right. It just depends on the situation. It really does. The head-to-head win or who goes farther? Which one do you take?
That's interesting.
865-255-03. We got For What coming up next.
There is a 50% chance of rain today, partly sunny with a high near 89 and a low around 70. More of the same tomorrow with a high near 88 and a low around 72. Thursday, a 40% chance of showers, sunny and hot with a high of 90. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by B-Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, B-Dry can help. BDry.com. Do you have cracks in your foundation? A wet basement or a nasty, leaky crawl space? Our listeners have heard about them on the Swain event for over a year, and now it's time to make the call. Give B-Dry Waterproofing and Foundation Repair the opportunity to fix your home's problem. Since 1958, that's right, nearly 60 years, B-Dry has been solving basement, crawl space, and foundation problems throughout the country. B-Dry only uses high-quality materials from reputable manufacturers. They back their installations with some of the best warranties in the industry to provide homeowners with added peace of mind. They are truly an A-plus company. Whenever you start experiencing a wet basement, leaky crawl space, or a cracked foundation, remember these 3 words: better call B-Dry. Reach out to B-Dry today at 865-662-5238 to schedule your free appointment. That's 865-662-5238. Remember, better call B-Dry.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. Learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you. Log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
Hey Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Where should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
Butch Jones replacing Philip Fulmer on the Jumbotron.
For what?
People getting drunk and stumbling into the wrong house.
For what?
Butch saying a chart told him to kick an extra point instead of going for 2.
For what?
People who break the law while breaking the law.
For what?
All right, Charlie, it's time for what? All right, Brad, what do we have today for what?
Kind of for what out of Albion, Michigan. And this one, we were already talking about it during the break. It's going to make folks mad because it made me pretty incensed. It's absolutely absurd. Crystal Fisher has a son who had an extreme health scare, is still in the middle of it, according to this story. He has cellulitis sepsis, which is blood poisoning, essentially. And he was rushed to the hospital and is on life support, or was. And so, scary situation. And Dawn Fisher texts her boss and says, "Hi, Dawn, I'm just letting you know that my son is still on life support, so until he is out of the bed, I will not be able to make it to work. I can let you know as he starts to get better." And her boss replies, "That isn't how we do things, so I'll accept that you're quitting." So, whoa, like right off the top rope. So Dawn responds, "Okay, so how we do things when my child is on life support? I never said I was quitting, so I take it that you're firing me." And the response, "If you can't come to work, that's you quitting." And then there are more text messages where it just goes back and forth. Like this, where she says, the boss says, "I will not get into it with you on here, but I've been more than accommodating during this, allowing schedule changes and such. There is no reason that you can't work, and I will not tolerate drama." End of conversation. If you aren't there to work your shift tomorrow, I will take that as you've quit. And so Dawn went to Facebook and put it on Facebook, and it went very, very viral. It has, as of this moment, been shared 69,000 times. And the store where she works is called PS Food Mart. I've never heard of it. I think it's a convenience store. Responded and said, "Today we were made aware of the situation at one of our locations where an employee was told that they could not get time off to care for their hospitalized child. PS Food Mart is in complete agreement that this is not acceptable. We're investigating the situation." So they investigated the situation, and that manager has been let go. So Dawn came out on the right side of this one, for sure, and this manager who is not a big fan of kids being on life support. I don't know, having extreme medical emergencies and parents caring for their children. That manager has been shown the door. So good for PS Food Mart because, I mean, bosses like that.
Absolutely.
I can't stand it. Like I said, it made me incensed just reading that. And giant for what to that person, but you kind of got what you deserved. So here we are.
Brad, do you have her for what today?
I think since we have time, we need to check out a tweet that you actually brought to my attention. I believe it was ABC News with the footage of a boat, charter boat, a vessel out in the Australia waters, petting sharks. The shark, which is about 3.5 feet, maybe 4 feet in size and length, ultimately nips the finger of a young blonde woman, results in a fracture and a torn ligament in said finger, but shark bite from petting sharks, it's not...
What did you expect?
That's probably the best way to put it. What did you expect when you're petting sharks? This isn't the only video going around right now. Numerous videos of people trying to or attempting to pet sharks and ultimately coming away losing blood.
Yeah, this lady was almost
at times limbs.
She was almost pulled in the water, by the way, because she was trying to not only pet a shark but feed a shark. Now, I've had enough of this. I need answers. I need to know, why are people continuing to do this?
Paying money to do so.
Bears are bears. Don't feed the bears. They will eat you. They look at you as food, okay? Sharks, they're not goldfish. They're not your pet. They're not your friend. They're not your buddy. They look at you as food. If you want to go pet something, go get a dog. Go get a cat, even though they don't do anything. We just sit around and just take up space. But anyways, go get you a cat. You cannot pet bears and sharks, people. You have to stop this. This is getting out of hand.
I said it yesterday.
I can't even feel sorry for these people.
I said yesterday, the ABC tweet, the video that went viral was from ABC News, and they said, shocking video shows girl getting bitten by a shark. What is shocking about that?
It's not shocking at all.
She's putting her hand in the water next to a shark. What'd you think was going to happen?
And then when you ultimately find out that she was attempting to feed it.
Yeah. You're trying to give a shark food, and you're surprised that it bit you? I'm sorry, what?
At this point, I'm surprised I'm not seeing this on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Because you kind of set yourself up for it.
Luckily, it was not deadly. And she will be able to recover.
That's why I mentioned the size of the shark leading in.
It was small.
We gotta stop this stuff, people.
On the smaller side.
Yeah, we gotta stop this. If you want some adventure, find something else to do. Be a Tennessee fan. How about that? How about come be a Tennessee fan and live through these last 10 years? There's your adventure.
It's a roller coaster ride.
There's your adventure. You should have been a Tennessee fan during the coaching search. There's your adventure. You don't need to feed sharks or go take pictures of bears up close and personal. Just be a Tennessee fan if you want an adventure. All right? 865-250-503, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. At the top of the hour, we're going to talk some barbecue with a pit master, top 100 barbecue restaurant owner, Dead End Barbecue. And they just released a new item there that you can get at Dead End Barbecue that's going to knock your socks off and change the game in barbecue right here in Tennessee. Yesterday was the Chipotle chicken salad special. Today is the chicken tender sandwich. Hand-breaded Dead End tenders topped with smoky cheddar, bacon, sliced tomatoes, hot honey, and ranch served on a Dead End ciabatta-style bun and a choice of one side. Oh, my goodness. That is today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 4th of July, I encourage you to get one of these and add to your 4th of July menu, is the kitchen sink burrito. What is the kitchen sink burrito? That is toasted flour tortilla loaded with brisket, pork, chicken, queso, tater tots, red and white blue slaw, fried jalapenos, and spicy barbecue wing sauce served with chips and salsa. And then Thursday, oh my goodness,
Just keeps getting better.
Thursday is the Bernie Mac skillet. You heard it right. Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac skillet. A generous portion of house-made macaroni and pimento cheese, topped with brisket burnt ends, garnished with spicy barbecue wing sauce, green onions. Now, vegetarians, you do have an option too. You can get, your green peppers and your onions toasted, roasted garlic and potato wedges with the barbecue sauce if you want that instead of the burnt ends on top. And then here it is, guys. From Friday to Sunday, this is where Dead End shuts it down, and they separate away from everybody else. The bacon wrap shrimp and grits.
Ooh.
A saute of Cajun smoked sausage and bacon wrapped shrimp atop creamy cheese grits, wild boar sauce, garnished with green onions, and served with fresh salad greens. Oh, my goodness.
I'm gonna be getting that.
Dead End Barbecue is separating from the pack. Now, after the break, there's a meat tray. There's only one thing to call it, Tennessee meat tray. And if you are going with a group of people, this is what you get. If you want to let people know about Tennessee barbecue, what Tennessee's barbecue is all about, you take them Dead End Barbecue and you grab this plate right here. This is where it's at. This is where it's at right here. 865-250-503 is our telephone number to the B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Got my mouth watering over here, and it's not even breakfast.
Seriously, man. I've already had something this morning, and you've got me hungry again. Right here at 9 o'clock.
I don't even know which
Might be
day.
coming to knock on somebody's door today.
I don't know which one's the best day out of this lineup this week, man. Dead End Barbecue's new lunch special.
So much bacon, so much meat, so much goodness.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, the people. Every single time you go over to Dead End Barbecue, always feel like a part of the family.
Oh, reminder. The Braves beat the Yankees.
This is true.
That is what
Ben,
happened.
you tuning in?
Y'all let Ben know that the Braves beat the Yankees. This happened. The Braves beat the Yankees. True story.
Acuna Jr.
Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. We'll be joined by George Ewer talking a little barbecue on the 4th coming up. Stay with us.
With the hot weather and humidity comes mosquitoes and other pests. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control take care of that problem for you. They offer one-time or package treatments that control biting adults as well as larvae. Southeast Termite and Pest Control has been in business since 1971 and is local and family-owned. They offer free estimates and quotes with no obligations. So don't get bit anymore. Go with the pest control company you can trust. Call Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 or find them online at southeasttermite.com.
By now, you know that Mooyah has the best burgers in Knoxville. Their beef is never frozen, they have all-natural turkey burgers and black bean veggie burgers, not to mention they make their buns in-house every day. But now, you can also get 100% all-beef hot dogs or, wait for it, all-natural chicken sandwiches. Trust me, these chicken sandwiches put chicken restaurants to shame. So stop into Mooyah and taste the difference. Located at 7301 Kingston Pike, right by Better Mattress.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
We now return to the program, It's a Debtful Life.
2 auto loans, 6 credit cards. Sometimes I wish I'd never taken out all this debt.
Oh, you should never say that, especially since Alcoa 10 will pay you up to $500 for your debt.
Who are you? Are you an angel?
Close. I'm a loan officer at Alcoa 10.
Teacher said that whenever you hear cha-ching, someone refinance a loan at Alcoa 10.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Equal housing lender.
Insects are not the only pests that can get into your house. Squirrels, possums, skunks, and raccoons can find their way into your home and become a nuisance. That's why Southeast Pest Control now offers wildlife service. They will humanely trap the animals and relocate them, including reptiles and even birds. They are available 24/7, and most estimates and inspections during regular business hours are free. If the animal has damaged your home, Southeast Pest Control provides repair and will also provide exclusionary work to prevent animal re-entry. So if you hear scurrying in the attic, don't wait until you smell it. Call Southeast Pest Control at 865-925-3700 or find them online at southeasttermite.com.
If you want to chop it up with the fellas, call the Be Dry Waterproofing Hotline at 865-200-5503.
Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. And this new item at Dead End Barbecue is the Tennessee meat tray. Sliced brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, pulled chicken, George's competition chicken, smoked sausage, bologna, a half a rack of ribs. You get your assorted cheeses, pickled vegetables, pita rounds, and sauces. Great as a group sampler, or you can add a side or two for a family-style meal. And we bring in George Hewitt a day before the 4th of July. He is the owner of Dead End Barbecue, and George is so gracious enough to join us this morning, coming by the house. Good morning, George.
Good morning. And we forgot to put the pimento cheese and chow chow on that, too. There's a couple other things on there.
Can't forget.
It's amazing.
Oh, my goodness. The inspiration. Where did you get the inspiration from? Why did you guys decide to make this change? And kind of, I think it's a separator from everyone else in the market. When you can sit at the table with a couple of your friends or your family members, and there's just a pan of meat, and you just go to town.
Well, yeah, everybody had been coming in, and they say, well, I want to try this, I want to try that, and you get a meat sampler, and you keep on getting all these little add-ons, and it kept on being requested so much that we said, hey, let's look at this thing, and how do we kind of say, here it is, it's everything we got, and it's yours to try. And usually when you get on the table, everybody will enjoy some part of it. Some people like chicken, some people like brisket, some people like pork, and that way everybody can get into it and sample it all at once. And I was the first person that ordered it. I ordered it last night, and it's amazing.
Did you eat the whole thing by yourself?
No, I didn't. But I'm assuming we'll have somebody that does, because we had a family feast when we first opened, and had 2 guys order one each and ate it. So this is a similar, content of food.
What if 2 people eat the whole tray? Do they get a prize, like a Chris Lowe signed autograph picture?
Oh man,
yeah. I mean, can we do that?
I saw Chris Lowe the other night. He's looking good.
He does.
He's in shape, and
he really is.
He's taking care of himself. I don't know. I guess we can see if we can get a autograph picture for him. But I think that would be so special that you'd have to have one person eat the whole tray to get that.
How much? What's the poundage there? LB's wise, what's the exact weight or approximate weight of the meat tray?
It's probably about 4 pounds, somewhere around there, 3.5.
So if you're trying to take that challenge on, wear your stretchy pants, those Thanksgiving Day pants, because you're gonna leave very full.
Man. Yes. Well, George, people probably ask you all the time about this recipe or the tips on what to do for pulled pork or ribs or chicken or whatever, and tomorrow's the 4th, and we did this last year, and I want to bring you on today not only to talk about this awesome game changer, the Tennessee meat tray and all the new specials, but to maybe offer some advice, maybe some tips, maybe some secrets to barbecuing, because today people will be getting on the grill, and tomorrow people will be getting on the grill doing ribs and pulled pork and chicken and brisket and all those good things that make a 4th of July barbecue special.
Well, I always say that enjoy your time at the grill. I mean, don't rush it because it's a relaxing part of your day, and enjoy what you're doing, because you have to prepare so long to eat the product, especially on pork or brisket, that you need to make sure that you're relaxing and having fun, and you need to trust your smoker or your grill, and not be opening it all the time, and just hopefully it's doing what it's supposed to do, and that's what you need to trust it to do.
So if you're looking, you're not cooking. That's what they say, right?
Exactly.
How do you feel about people that they are grilling steaks and they're grilling burgers and hot dogs? Are you one of those barbecue pit masters that get like kind of offended and roll your eyes when you see people that are grilling but they call it barbecuing?
No, I mean, to me, it's like when you're cooking with wood or charcoal or any type of thing, it's all a family. How's that? I mean, it's all about getting out there and having a passion to do something. I mean, steaks and and cooking fast grilled on chicken and so on and so forth. I mean, it's all part of the process.
Let me ask you about 3 meats, okay? If someone is doing ribs, what is the best advice you can give someone that is preparing ribs for the 4th? Because everyone has their own technique. Some people feel like, hey, I'm going to cook it for 6 hours, or
maybe an often overlooked technique that's important and vital.
Yeah.
Some golden nuggets in preparing ribs for the 4th.
Well, the first thing is not get baby back ribs. Everybody assumes baby back ribs, and I'm assuming the meat industry is not going to like that, but it doesn't have a lot of meat on it, and it's mainly more bone, and it's a really thin cut. So I would prefer like a St. Louis cut, or even getting a whole rib and cutting it to a St. Louis cut. It's on the 4th bone, but that gets a more meatier rib, and actually it's about $1 a pound cheaper than buying baby backs. And baby backs are, you got to really watch them, because the cup of the back of the rib is so strong, and I mean it has a lot of curve to it, and it'll heat up really fast, and you get a lot of separation on it. But what we've been doing recently, one of my friends and I have been working on a new recipe for ribs, and we've been cooking them meat side down instead of bone side down.
Oh, wow.
And what that does is it allows the natural cup of the rib, where it comes in and curve, even on a St. Louis cut or a baby back. And when you cook them meat side down for about 2 hours at around 300 degrees, you'll see this au jus line that just has soaked into the ribs, and it just kind of puddles up. Instead of, if you had it other way around, it would just roll off your ribs, and it'll dry them out. It'll help keep them a lot moisture to do that. So that's one technique that I try to tell people. And the other thing is, after 165 degrees of internal temperature, it doesn't make any difference what type of meat it is. That's the most smoke that you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And if you treat smoke like a flavor profile, you're going to have a better taste in your meat. So you wrap it at that time when it hits 165, and then you infuse it with other type of flavors. It could be brown sugar, butter, tiger sauce, any type of things, honey, agave, whatever you want to put in there to give you a different flavor profile. And you wrap it tight in foil and leave it for about an hour, and then take it out and paint it with your favorite barbecue sauce, and for a finishing, hopefully it's dead end red. You can buy that at the store, but that will give you a better flavor and better profile. I think when people over smoke things, you can tell by the next morning or later on that evening, you get this heartburn or acidic flavor profile in your mouth. So that's one of the things on ribs. I just think that's an easier technique to do, and just look at this thing as not as meat, as a smoke, just being something added to the meat, not the whole meat. I mean, you want to taste it, not the smoke.
Well, George, you're sort of touching on my question there, talking about over smoking something. What is some tips that you could give for what not to do for anyone that's maybe new to the barbecuing game?
And that maybe you see a lot and often with your average griller, smoker, or barbecuer.
Well, I think one thing is, when you're cooking with charcoal, a lot of people will put the meat on too soon if they're using lighter fluid. And I don't have a problem using lighter fluid, but you got to let it all burn out. So, I mean, that's one thing I found, that people will rush and not let the coals get all white and start and burn off the charcoal before they put their meat on there. And you get that hint of lighter fluid when you taste the meat. That's one of the things, is just be patient with it. And you can also go buy a chimney starter, and those things are $15 to $20. I've had one for 10 years now, and you just put newspaper underneath it, fill the whole chimney with charcoal, light the paper. Don't have to use any fluid at all, and let it just, when flame starts coming out and it's white on the top, it's done. And you just dump it in there. It takes about 15 minutes.
The best way to do charcoal right there.
That's what I've always done. Yeah.
Easy. Easy.
Yeah.
Chicken, George. Chicken, well, that's your nickname because you do chicken so well during the competitions. But people will be cooking chicken tomorrow, and there's a technique that's involved. I got really serious about smoking and barbecuing once I bought myself a digital meat thermometer. When I got one of those, then it made everything a whole lot easier. Then I became.
And who told you to get that?
That was you, sir. Yeah, that was you. Once I got that, I knew exactly when to take my chicken off, and you don't want to overcook that chicken because it becomes really tough. But what's some tips and some tricks when cooking chicken?
Well, again, you got to get a thermometer, and it can be any type of digital thermometer, any type of thermometer, as long as it's accurate. And at 160 degrees, the breast is done, and it's going to rise about 5 more degrees when you take it out, just because you can't just stop the cooking process of it. So you want to, at 160 degrees, you want to take that out. Whatever it takes you to get there. If you're cooking, at 200 degrees, you're cooking 400 degrees on your grill surface or your smoker surface. Whatever time it takes you to get to that 165 is when you need to take it off. When you get into thighs or any of the darker meat, they got a lot more fat in them, and you can drive that temperature up to 175 to 185, somewhere right there, and they'll still be moist. But if you get a breast over 165, it's going to start drying out.
Man, this is barbecue cooking class information right here,
Seriously.
man. I got
degrees matter.
Yeah, man.
Degrees matter.
It does. It really does.
There are people that still, for some reason, and maybe they don't know, that on their ribs they still cook with that little silver lining on the back of those ribs, and there's been people that have trouble taking those off. What are some tips on how to be able to take? You can take those things off like 2 seconds. You've done so many of them, but what's some secrets in taking that silver lining off the back of those ribs?
There's a couple ways to do it. One, I on the 4th bone down, it's a magic on ribs. It's like that's the thickest bone on a rib and the longest bone. You can take your finger and just push it down underneath the membrane, and the membrane is just a really thin layer of skin, and it needs to. And once you work your finger into it, you can just pull it all the way out. Some people get napkins or paper towels, and you can start at the end of the ribs at the top of it and just work it a little bit and then pull it all the way off. But it's got to be, if you want flavor into your ribs the whole way around, you got to take it off.
Now, George.
And brisket, actually, if you don't realize, brisket's got a membrane as well.
That's right.
And when you look at a brisket, it's usually on the all cut side of the meat, not the fat side. You'll see this little film on there, and you can't pull it off. You got to cut it off. So that when we started doing that and contest. It took us about 2 or 3 years to realize all that. Once we started doing that, then our brisket scores went up, dramatically.
So we covered chicken, covered ribs. There may be some people that will do brisket for the 4th, and so and they'll do some pulled pork. I think pulled pork probably is the easiest out of the 4, right?
We actually have someone on the text box. They said, I'm in Cookeville sitting here by my smoker smoking a brisket and listening to us talk to George. He says, what a great time.
Oh,
So,
good.
There you go.
Any advice for that gentleman for brisket? Because brisket can be very, very difficult.
Well, I mean, everything is easy once you get a technique down and understand your smoker. But it all comes back to the same thing. 165 degrees. Once you get to that internal temperature of the meat, that's all the smoke that you can really take from it. It needs to be wrapped on a brisket. If he's serving the whole brisket, he probably needs to cook it up to about 200 degrees. So he wrap it, and he could put in beef bouillon or anything like that, any flavor profile that goes good with beef. He can wrap it into the foil and then put a probe in it, and when it hits about 200 degrees, take it off, and that brisket will be done all the way through.
Earlier in the week, last week, I went to John Ward's celebration of life tribute. We cannot call it a service, George. We cannot call it a service.
Yeah,
cannot call it a service. And so during that time, they showed a lot of photos of Mr. John Ward. And in several photos, I noticed that Mr. Ward was in Dead End Barbecue, and you were also pictured there with him, along with some other guys. And give us your best John Ward story in Dead End Barbecue.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that was a humbling experience to see my picture up there. I mean, what a great man, what a great life, what a great person for the Tennessee family. He's just amazing. But we were down there one day, and he was telling a story about he used to do Austin East basketball.
Yeah.
And he couldn't make it to a game that they were going to, so he had a guy calling him up during the game to tell him what the score was, and he's doing it at the studio. So something happened, and the guy couldn't, make it. I mean, this is when you had to, pay phones, and nobody had cell phones, so you had to go put probably a dime at that time into the phone and call him up and tell him what was going on with the score and all this and so on and so forth. So he hadn't had a call in a while, and the next thing you know, he starts just talking through the whole process, and he talks about one of the coaches from Austin East coming out, getting into a fight with the referee, and how chaotic everything was, and he's just just talking about all this stuff. And the next thing you know, the guy calls him with the score, and he breaks it, goes down and starts talking about the game and everything. So the next day, the guy comes back, and the principal pulls the head coach in the office, and he's like, look, I don't know what kind of coach you are. We don't need that kind of person around here in our school, And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, well, you get in a fight with the referee, or you're doing all this stuff, and in the character we want to reflect here. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, well, I listened to the radio, and John Ward was telling all these reporting on the game, and you got in a fight. And he goes, I didn't get in a fight. He goes, yes, you did. He goes, well, we're just going to call it Ward right now. So they call him up on the phone. He's like, well, I was waiting on the score, and I didn't have anything to say, so I just made that up.
So John Ward almost got the coach fired. Oh, man.
How far back was that?
I imagine it was probably sometime in the 60s.
Wow.
I imagine early 60s. So
that's a young John Ward.
Oh, yeah. He was a character. He's a great man.
Just made it up.
I mean, that was genuinely probably the biggest thing that I took from the tribute. Obviously, we all knew that his life was phenomenal, but the stories that everyone told, like yours just now, it was so clear that that dude was hilarious. He was an extremely funny person. Things like that.
Yeah.
And all the other anecdotes that people gave. I mean, that just added to his mythos for me. Man, I wish I could have spent time with him like that. That's incredible.
Yeah,
you got to hear
man.
that.
One thing I did see, in addition to the pictures, was that he tended to have like his favorite dish, or he didn't want to break his routine. If he liked something in the place, he would get it all the time, or every time that he went. What was the one thing he got at Dead End Barbecue when he would
Banana pudding.
Banana pudding.
Yeah.
Got to get the banana pudding.
He had to have it.
Banana pudding.
Yeah.
So Turkey Man would like that because Turkey Man wanted the banana pudding to be a side, and you listen to him, right, George? You listen to Steve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Turkey Man made it happen.
Oh yeah, he did.
I love it.
Steve, getting the banana pudding. 865-250-503. We got to take a break, so we'll do that. We're joined here with George Yu at Dead End Barbecue. Talking barbecue before the 4th of July. We just got some nuggets. I mean, these things that he told us, these things that are shared in this cooking class. I wrote down just a few points that I'm pretty sure if people are listening just did these few things differently, you would probably have a different product coming off the grill.
Well, that's a cooking class I cannot wait to sign my fiance up for. It's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Cooking class is always fun at Dead End Barbecue. Swain event. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
Hey, Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Where should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
If you've been thinking about getting a new mattress, don't wait. Shop any Better Mattress location right now. They are doing major spring cleaning. Over half the floor is half off. Get that guest bed you've been thinking about for a great price at Better Mattress. They're making way for new inventory and have incredible deals that won't last. The Swain event listeners get the first chance. The sooner you go in, the more choices you'll have. These are going to go fast. With just 2 weeks before new models hit the floor, Better Mattress needs to make room, and you are hearing about it first. Shop the spring cleaning liquidation sale at Better Mattress right now. Half the floor is half off. Good night, just got better. BEDRmattress.com.
Jason Swain here. June is Men's Health Month. Gentlemen, question. Do you know your numbers? You may know your blood pressure and cholesterol, but do you know your testosterone and prostate numbers? I know mine. I went to Low T Center. They made it quick and easy, and you'll know your results in about 20 minutes. And this month, Low T Center is even offering a special $50 testosterone and prostate level test. Gentlemen, don't wait anymore. Call Low T Center today at 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Welcome back. make sure you go by and you try those new specials, the Tennessee meat plate. Take your family, take your friends, and go and take on that massive 4 pounds of greatness right there. Pulled pork, burnt ends, ribs, sausage, chicken, bologna. You got cheese, you got peppers, onions, chow, all kinds of things right there on this plate. Go and see if you can eat it by yourself. If you do, signed autograph or autograph picture from Chris Lowe. That's your prize.
Is that Swain guaranteed or George guaranteed?
Swain. I'm not going to put anything on George.
You can sit in the Jason Swain Memorial corner there in the back room.
Yeah.
And get
That's
a
where you have
signed
to
Chris
do
Lowe
it.
picture.
That's not. They found a little small space out of the whole restaurant and put my photo. But Chris Lowe has the VIP.
Oh, he's got his own
placement.
booth over there.
The booth right
he
in the
got
middle.
VIP
Every time
placement.
he comes there, he's like, I got to sit and look at my picture.
Yeah,
That's what he says.
that's him, man. That's him. VIP, Chris Lowe. George, before we get you out of here, I know you want to say a few words.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody, for your all support over the years, and especially the Swain event and everybody here, Charlie and Brad for everything that you all do. And, this is a fantastic studio high above Rocky Top over here. And, this is just unbelievable where you all have come from and where you are right now, and keep on, pushing the envelope just like we're trying to do at our restaurant, but you all are doing it and exceeding all expectations. You all really raised the bar for radio and, podcasts in this area, and I just want to thank you all for everything you all do for us.
I appreciate it. We wouldn't be here without our sponsors, and you've been, a loyal sponsor. You've believed in us, and so we really appreciate that. And today, I'm bringing a special guest over there, Dead End Barbecue. I'm looking forward to it. So.
I'm sure George is too.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy. And when when Coach Pearl first came here, I was one of the first people that he met outside of the university, and we ended up doing a lot of barbecuing for him, and got to meet all those guys, and so they grew up on some Dead End Barbecue.
That's right.
Probably why they played so well.
And that tradition has been passed on to Rick Barnes, because I've seen Rick Barnes creeping out of the Dead End a few times.
He comes down there a lot, and I tell you this, we've got great support from the basketball program. Conzo Martin, Coach Martin was in there probably. Either he or his wife were in there once a week, and Coach Barnes is the same way. Coach Tyndall's when he was here for the year, his wife called me up and said, George, I really like you a lot, but if my husband comes down there one more time, I'm gonna divorce him.
He'd eat that much.
He was there literally 4 to 5 times a week.
Wow. It's that good.
Yeah,
it's that good.
And Coach Barnes is he's an amazing man, very Christian-based man, and gosh, I can't say anything but positive about him and what he's done with that basketball program. And I'm looking forward to see what Coach Pruitt can put on the field and see where we are. It's going to be a long journey the first year. I think we're going to have some issues that we got to deal with, but I think we'll overcome them. And I wish him all the success in the world, and look forward to hanging out with him and cooking some barbecue. And we fed the team a lot, football wise, and just Coach Rumpf over there is looking at buying one of my grills. He called me up, and so anyway, we'll see how everything goes. I'm looking forward to football season this year, and looking forward to listen to you guys talk about everything. And I appreciate you all having me on. And I hope that gave anybody some tips to help them out tomorrow.
We'll do.
Always a pleasure, man.
One thing that Dead End has not added to the menu, George, and that is Alabama white sauce. So you're keeping Alabama as far away from Dead End as possible. I see that's a theme here, right?
Well, my friend, Chris Lilly,
Alabama white sauce falls out of the sky.
Yeah, Big Bob Gibson. That's where it originated.
Yeah.
And
not yet.
Yeah, I will tell you this. I had dinner with Joe Tessitore up in New Haven at his family's restaurant, and my son was with me, and my wife, and one of his friends, and he was his friend graduated in Tennessee, and Joe Test says, "Okay, I want to ask you a question. Which is it, Alabama football or Kentucky basketball?" Unanimously, Alabama football. I mean, it's like, how can you be a Tennessee fan and be Alabama anything?
I got you. So no Alabama white sauce.
No Alabama white sauce.
I got you.
If it is Alabama white sauce, we'll have to change it and make it Tennessee white sauce or something.
That's right. That's right.
We'll put a little hint of orange in it or something.
Make it better.
Yeah,
That's right.
We'll
That's
do
right.
that.
I'm with you. All right, George.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much,
All right.
man. I'll be a daddy in a little bit later. So, whew. I don't know what I want, man. I don't know.
Start stretching.
Yeah, I don't know which one I want. I don't know if I want to
get the
invite some people over and get the Tennessee meat plate, or if I want to.
I think you and your special guest there should take it on. Just 2v1.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You get 2 pounds, I'll get 2 pounds.
I don't know if I'll be able to do that for lunch. Maybe at like dinner, I'll go ahead and do it, and then I can just roll over and go to sleep. But for lunch, I don't know. The chicken tender sandwich, the lunch special today looks really, really, really good.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, this lineup of Davy specials throughout the week is, it's a slam dunk. It's a home run. Bacon wrapped shrimp and grits. Come on, man. This is not even fair. This is not fair.
And actually, the Bernie Mac skillet, the one that you get with the vegetarian one, is really, really good. I mean, I'm just, I'm not a vegetarian or anything, but
even things for the
amazing.
vegetarians.
It's amazing.
And I heard that you with the Chipotle chicken salad on Mondays, you guys serve up some Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah. We're just trying to do things a little bit different.
Oh,
something for everybody.
That's right.
Oh man, Swain event. Be right back. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and LowTCenter.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and LowTCenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can. Because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1-year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries. You break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Reciproco, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike, between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technician to see how we can get your phone working today.
Flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300, 865-540-8300, and GarzaLaw.com.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys in the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Thanks to George Ewart for taking time out of his day to join us here on the show and give us some tips on ribs and chicken and brisket and pulled pork. Let's go to the phones. Let's get Hub City in here. Hub City, good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, man?
Man, I just want to call and tell y'all happy 4th.
Same to you.
Hope y'all have a great day with your family.
Absolutely, man. You too.
Barbecue tips sounded great there from George, and I was really hoping that y'all could schedule that cooking class at a time when Seth Stokes could come over, and maybe George would give Seth a little time to show everybody how to properly eat ribs with a fork.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Seth will deny that until the day that he passes away. But I'm telling you right now, Vol Rob, 24, on Twitter, was in the same cooking class with me. And he will verify.
Caught.
I tapped Rob on the shoulder as Seth was eating his rib with the fork. And I said, look at your boy over here. Look at Seth. He saw it. Seth can deny it all he wants, but it happened. It happened. And I understand a little bit why, because the rib was hot.
On your day off.
The rib was really, really hot, and he wanted to eat it. But it was not a good look. We caught you, Seth. You were eating your ribs with the fork. I have Vol Rob to confirm it. He was my eyewitness. He saw it too.
That's phenomenal. Y'all have a great holiday.
You too, man.
Hub City, have a good one, my friend.
Vol Rob 24 at Vol Rob 24 on Twitter. Ask him. Ask him, did Seth Stokes eat his rib with a fork? And he will confirm. He was there. He saw it. He saw it. Eyewitness. Stokes, don't try to slide in Vol Rob's DMs and try to bribe him.
So not just like trying to pull it apart because of the temperature of the rib. He's like holding it down with one hand, digging in with a fork with the other hand, and using said fork to insert the meat into his mouth. It wasn't a break it apart because it's hot, and then I'm going to go hands from then on in.
It wasn't a hybrid system. It was straight fork.
It was straightforward. Where you try to cut, you cut the meat with the side of the fork. Yeah, that's what he did, man.
It's all right. Still love the guy.
Rob just said. He said, yes, sir. I saw it 100%.
It happened. I'm telling you, man. It happened.
Facts.
It happened. I mean, Stokes can go Butch Jones all he wants to and say he fell on the helmet and swears the truth and have some type of lame excuse or flat-out lie. I'm telling you, it happened.
The fork fell from the ceiling into my hand, and that's the truth.
It happened. So
and that's the truth.
That's the truth.
That's my favorite part of that Butch Jones quote.
Oh, 100%.
He fell on a helmet, and that's the truth. Oh, is it?
Because when you say at the end,
now I believe
that's the truth.
I think I said it.
Take it home.
Yeah, I think I said it at the time. No one who's telling the truth ever says, and that's the truth.
And that's the truth. And that's the truth. Oh, man. 865-200-5503. P-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Tennessee continues to recruit. I found out Ramel Keaton's 40 time. Been some questions about his 40 time, and I was told that he's in the 4.5 range. And so I say range because you have people that have different clocks. So he could be a 4.48. He He could be a 4.56. He could be a 4.5 flat. But he's a 4.5 guy, and that is plenty
enough.
Plenty fast enough to win battles in the SEC and take it home. Jawan Jennings runs a 4.7. I'm not convinced that Jawan Jennings is any faster than a 4.6. On a good day, Jawan is probably a 4.65. That's what I think based on what I've seen from him from the last couple of years. If he runs any faster than a 4.56, I will be surprised. And Jawan Jennings was eating people's lunch.
I think when he got here, he was probably 4.6 speed. And he's since had a couple injuries to the lower extremities. So, 4.7 right now at best, probably for Jawan Jennings, and he's still been able to be productive. So this 4.5 for Ramel Keaton, it's plenty.
Yeah,
especially if you add the intangibles of knowing how to run routes, being able to fool DBs with your eyes, with your shiftiness. 4.5 speed's plenty.
Continuing with recruiting, 5-star Wanye Moore says he's still with Tennessee, but he's hearing from Auburn. Let me tell you something, Auburn. Let me tell you something. Auburn, look at me, Auburn. You better leave Wanye alone. We're sick and tired of y'all, okay?
Man, sit your ass down.
Leave Wanye Morris alone, all right? He is ours. If I have to hack Wanye Morris's phone to block all phone calls from a 334 number, I will do that. Or 205 number. Don't try to get slick and call from Birmingham.
Good arrange that.
You're not slick, Auburn. We know how you like to operate. And don't try to use a burner phone either. We're going to block all your phone calls. No more contacting Wanye Morris. We've had enough of you guys taking our recruits. He said he's committed to Tennessee. Let him stay committed to Tennessee. Why are you calling him? Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He says it's a 0.9% chance they can do that, talking about if another team could sway him away from Tennessee. You hear that, Auburn? 0.9. You
of
think
1%.
You think there's a chance.
Then 1%.
But it's not a chance. So give it up. Spend your time recruiting people that you actually can get. Because Wanye is all vol, all right? Leave him alone. Tired of y'all always stealing Tennessee recruits. Owen Papoe, you can have him. We'll stop calling him, at night.
We don't want to give him to anybody.
No.
That boy.
That's why I said we'll stop calling him at night.
Creating a new measurable for the Spark testing rating because nobody has ever tested that high.
He's a freak.
Owen Papoe, which some people close to the situation, I might add, say it's pronounced Papaw, but we're going to go with Papoe until I'm corrected otherwise by Callahan or someone in that realm.
I like Papaw better.
I do too. That boy is an athlete, to say the least.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch him move through the college ranks wherever he ends up.
Yeah. It was totally double standard, Auburn. You hear that? You stop recruiting Wanye, but we can continue to recruit Papoe or Papaw.
Papaw.
It's called a double standard, and we're not afraid to use it.
That's right. Let us be great. It's our turn to be great. Our quarterback commitment, Brian Maurer. He's going to become quickly a fan favorite because when you gather all the recruits up and you're trying to recruit for Tennessee, fans remember that. Fans know that. Vic Warden was more popular as a recruit than he was as a player. Ain't that crazy? No offense. I hope Vic doesn't take it that way. But that's how much he was loved because of the work that he did on the recruiting trail. He was more loved as a recruit than as a player because he was a first commitment. He rallied the troops.
Had Knoxville ties.
Absolutely. And Brian Maurer is doing some of the same things. Swain event, stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Up goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can. Because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike, between Office Depot and Hardee's. Or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technician to see how we can get your phone working today.
Flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300, 865-540-8300, and GarzaLaw.com.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Update on the Swain Event Plus members. Yesterday, we released the Wes Brown interview, and more like a conversation with myself and Wes Brown, North Alabama boy that grew up as a Tennessee fan. Really cool story. Make sure you go and check that out. He turned down the NFL. Got a call from an NFL team, and he said no. His story is really, really funny. His mother, again, his mom, dad, they grew up as Tennessee fans. He grew up as a Tennessee fan himself. He remembers listening to John Ward as a young pup, not watching television. His father being right next to his side and listening to Tennessee games. He moved to Athens, Alabama because of his father's job and always wanted to play at the University of Tennessee and was able to do that. Had a couple surgeries. There were times he didn't know if he would be able to play on a Thursday, but found enough strength to be able to play on a Saturday. And not many people can say that their last play in Neyland Stadium was a touchdown, especially as a defensive player. Wes Brown's last play in Neyland Stadium, he scored a touchdown. Not many people can say that. So that conversation, really, really, really cool. Go to SwainEventPlus.com, and you do have to subscribe. There's 2 levels, and it's not a lot. It's the price of 1 cup of coffee.
At the most expensive level.
Yeah, I mean, it is not that expensive, and hey, we really appreciate the support of this show, and you know, it's gonna take everybody to have some honest conversations about Tennessee. It costs a little bit of money to support these independent entities. And so I encourage you to support everyone out here, not just me, but support other stations, support other independent people that are doing this because they are serving you. And when I do my show or when I'm putting together something for the Swain event or Swain event TV, I'm competing against myself. That's how I look at it. I'm trying to compete against what I did yesterday, what I did last week, or what I did last month. I feel like I'm competing against myself.
It's good to be your own worst critic.
That is my mindset from being an athlete. I'm my own competition. Mm-hmm. So, of course, anyone who does radio, whether it's sports, talk, or political, or whatever radio, I feel like I'm competing against you. But the most important people in the entire equation is our Tennessee fans. And they are winning. The more people we can have who are honest with you as much as they can be and respects you as a listener enough to be honest, even though sometimes they may get some backlash or some criticism, but they are truly in their heart saying what they believe, and it's fair and it's accurate and it's honest. The more people we have talking about Tennessee, the better. I don't get into petty, beefs with folks or stuff like that where it consumes me, because the listener, the fan, it's the most important, man. It's the most important piece of this whole entire equation. It ain't about me. It ain't about Charlie. It ain't about Brad. It ain't about Ben. It's about our listeners. And so that's why I love Swain Event Plus, because we give people an opportunity to learn things about players that they followed, that play here at the University of Tennessee, that they never knew before. They didn't know
learn
before.
More than just their stats.
Exactly.
Or more than just that memory of that long run or that pick 6 for Wes Brown against Vandy in 09.
Exactly. If you listen and there's not one thing in the entire conversation that you didn't already know or that you could not Google yourself, please let me know. Please let me know, and we'll make it. We'll do something for you, because the intention is to bring a different perspective for people to go, man, I didn't know that about Jabbar Davis. I didn't know that about Fred White or Joey Ken or Sterling Pearl or Crumpton or Wes Brown. I didn't know that about him. And it's not going to be just exclusive to former Tennessee players. At some point, it's going to be other folks that that live at the highest level, that compete at the highest level, that have experienced success at the highest level. If it's a great conversation surrounded by sports, or maybe not, I think it's worth putting on the players-only meeting because we need more real conversations, more real dialogue out here with all the fake ones that we have thrown in our face. But a note on Swain Event Plus, Triple OG, Double OG, Quadruple OG members. I don't even know what it's called.
I believe it's OG, Triple O. No, or geez, I don't even know. It's not like I run the whole thing. It is the OG, Triple OG, Super VIP.
Okay.
There we go.
OG, Triple OG, Super VIP. And so if you decide to support us at that level, that means you get a free Swain Event tailgate cup, and the cup changes colors. Once it's very cold, it changes from clear to orange. If you put milk in there, you get a little Tennessee orange.
It's a solid cup, too.
All cups.
Durability is important for me. I don't want anything that's flimsy. It's going to break when I try to grab it. This is a sturdy cup. Solid.
Yeah.
You got to have that.
All cups. The rest of the cups. So the cups have been sent according to when you actually signed up. That was the plan. But all cups will be shipped out. The rest of them will be shipped out today. And so you will probably get them Thursday or Friday. I don't know the shipping plans on the 4th of July, but we'll send them out today. And the cups, they're a promotion. And so between now and the 15th of July, okay, so the 15th of July is your opportunity to get signed up, get on board, Swain Event Plus, and get that cup with your subscription.
Don't you want to be a part of the Swain Event Cup Check? Cup Check.
So the 15th, that is a Sunday. Maybe we'll do the 16th, but 15th, 16th, that date right there, that will be the end of the Swain Event Tailgate Cup promotion, and we'll have other giveaways. We gave away a $25 gift card to Alumni Hall a couple weeks ago.
A whole lot more of that coming up.
Yep. So once a month we'll do a giveaway. We'll do new things. But as far as the cup with the subscription, that will end on the 15th. Okay. So make sure you get
Mark it down. 15th.
You get that. I've been sending those cups out, and Sean Reed, your cup is coming. All right, buddy.
Where's my cup, Swain?
Every time I retweet someone rocking their Swain Event cup, Sean Reed tweets me the gif of the Cookie Monster waiting impatiently. Every time. And Sean's a friend, so we mess around back and forth. But Sean, your cup is coming, all right? Stop being impatient.
But yeah.
It takes 7 weeks to get a Swain Event cup. Just like it takes 7 years to build a champion.
But get in on the fun there ASAP, because it's ideally during the season. I mean, the guests will just ramp up even more.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Should be awesome.
Tomorrow, enjoy the 4th. We will not be broadcasting tomorrow. We will be back on Thursday with Chris Lofton, who will join us here on the Swain Event. That's going to be really, really fun. Arguably the best shooter in SEC history. I think he's the best. But, hey, if you got different people, that's fine. But Chris Lofton will join us on Thursday. For Brad Matthews, Charlie Burris, I'm Jason Swain. The Swain Event's fueled by Daddy and Barbecue. Have a great 4th. Have a safe 4th. Peace and love. We're out.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
There is a 50% chance of rain today, partly sunny with a high near 89 and a low around 70. More of the same tomorrow with a high near 88 and a low around 72. Thursday, a 40% chance of showers, sunny and hot with a high of 90. Weather on the Swain Event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready to eat